Okay.
Is it me?
Dunno. Hello. It is stream number 30. Recap for today is me. So, let's see what's going on here. Look at my notes. Where we left off. So the party located the nature grotto, which turned out to be right here. It is currently marked with a big tree. Whereby they found a dead and ghostly what's his name? Philemon Tarlock? Was that his name? I forget.
Man.
That's the guy's name. They found a ghostly Philemon. Couldn't speak to him, but through some roundabout methods, they were able to communicate with him very slowly. Oh, thank you, Shab. And they found out that he didn't realize he was dead, but also he knew of a way that you could deal with the ghasts, which are normally pretty much impervious, and a big problem when traversing the swamp. So the party did him a favor by helping to perform a ceremony for him, which would turn him into a nature spirit, a sort of a different kind of undead being. And so in return, he gave the party, I believe, 2 druid pouches, which should still be in your items folder. The party then continued onward and were able to use those druid pouches to defeat some ghasts. And then continued eastward to about there before they decided we should probably go back to Canifis and get some more stuff. So we took a pretty much straight path to the north, back to Canifis, and rested up there for a little bit. Also, we recently started using some like alternate rules for when we are traveling outside of cities or towns, which let me make sure that I know what those rules were. Did I put it in resources? I might have just put it in the end of resources. Yeah, here we go. So the rule that we came up with, nights where you have to take watches, so if you're like not in a comfortable and safe place, will only restore up to half of your maximum hit points, and only 1/4 of your hit dice rounded down instead of 1/2 of them. Anyway, that is the thing that we came up with. Now that the party's back in Canifis, I believe that they have made plans to traverse through the swamp again in search of the town of Mort'ton.
DM, if I recall, we ended with Oz and Jared meeting in the marketplace.
Okay.
That's what I have in my notes here, at least.
Okay.
Don't recall, I think we wanted to resupply, like you were saying. I didn't know if we wanted to have an RP moment here. I couldn't recall.
That's up to you.
Yeah, it was like kind of like we were picking up the momentum on the RP for the night, and then we called session, and I just can't recall. Remember, there was talk of Jibble being snuck into my pocket when we were in the city and stuff like that. I can't remember where I was going with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to go to the marketplace and resupply, if we can.
Yep, you can buy any of the basic sort of gear here, except not there is not a good availability of things like weapons and armor and combat equipment, but any basic supplies you need you can get in the village's market.
I need rope.
Yep, there's rope.
Okay. I need arrows and a backpack.
There are... there is only one merchant selling arrows, and he has 13 of them.
Oof. I'll take. What's his price?
Oh, I don't know.
Not a very good merchant if he doesn't know the price.
Wait, I bet it's in the item description for... Oh, it is. Okay. They cost 7 copper apiece.
Oh, that's Steve.
They're normally 5, you know.
Yeah, that's Steve, dude. This guy's taking me for a ride. I'll say. I'm gonna say that to him.
He doesn't care.
I'll say yeah, and I'll throw him the 13 times 7 coppers, 91 copper, 7. I'll throw
9
him 9
silver.
I'll
and
throw
1
him
copper.
9 silver, and I'll say, it's like, you want the extra copper, and I'll flick it on the ground, and I'll pick it up, and I'll say, it's dirty now. Sorry.
He growls at you, picks it up.
I won't growl back, but I'm gonna give him like this grimacing look with my teeth, and then I'll move on. Anyone with a backpack?
Guess not.
No.
You can get a backpack. How do you not have a backpack? Did you break it during the ghast encounter or something?
I sold it. I traded it to... What happened, Zach?
You put snail meat in it.
I traded it to you because your tent bag got destroyed, I believe.
No, you got swallowed by something that like destroyed your bag.
The snail.
Giant snails, and it destroyed my bag. Yep. And
Yeah,
I had to use. I had to trade you arrows for one of yours because I didn't have one.
Guess how much a backpack costs?
You say more than like 2 gold.
It's 2 gold.
Okay. I was gonna
Normally
say,
it's 2 gold.
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
you,
say, if you say more than 2 gold.
For you, 25 silver.
Same merchant?
Yep.
Dude, is this guy... I'm gonna ask him, I'm like, why are you the only one selling anything adventuring related?
There's more than just him. There's a handful of people. He just happens to also have a backpack.
He has all the things I need?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Weird coincidence.
What a fucking drag. I just flipped the copper in the dirt and I had to go back. I would have bought it. I would have bought it all at once.
Yeah, you would.
All right. What is that going to 2 gold? This guy's, yeah, I'll
2
be
gold,
salty
5
about it.
silver.
Yeah, I'll be salty about it.
I don't know why a bag costs 2 gold in the first place.
All right. And I need... What's the rope going to cost me, DM?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Hemp and rope. 12 silver.
That's fine, because I need it. It's markup here, dude.
Yep.
I've lived here my whole life, and they're going to charge
You
me.
notice a pretty significant markup on pretty much everything that you guys have bought here so far of like at least 20%.
And I imagine my flour's no good anymore going through the swamp for a week and a half. It's probably picked up some of that humidity and the gas.
You had flour?
Dog, I've been making tortillas.
Oh yeah, the tortillas. Yeah, it's gross.
I was having because
It's
I had
gross
to
now.
use all my salt to save my life, you know? I'm getting absorbed by a giant snail, and I'm like, I could waste all my salt now, but then I won't be able to make tortillas.
Then I won't be able to make any quesadillas later.
Yeah, I'm gonna resupply my flour and my salt.
Hmm.
If there's anyone selling just general food goods.
Quesadillas or don't get swallowed.
It's a hard decision, really. I settled on don't get swallowed so that maybe
Yeah.
I have the chance to make more later. But
Don't threaten him with a good time.
yeah, it's not really a threat because I'm ready for it.
Um,
DM, what's the upcharge on flour and salt? If this place doesn't have any, I'll be shocked.
Oh wow, flour is actually an item.
Yeah, dog.
2 copper and salt.
There's the deals right there.
5 copper.
All right, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna double up on the salt just in case.
Do it. You never know when you might get swallowed again.
Right. So that puts me at 2 and okay. And then does anyone have a whetstone, DM?
A whetstone? Probably not. There's very limited weapons here. And by extension, weapon-related equipment.
Wait, you said whetstone, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. Would I be around?
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Would I be?
What'd you end up doing, dude?
I do whatever. I'm Dermo. You know that.
Yeah, we all kind of
True.
We went to the tavern and drank a little bit and hung out, and then I cleaned up at my
I'm gonna
parents'.
say I followed you. You know, we didn't have any time to hang out unless you told me not.
I went to my dad's house to shower, so you followed me.
No, I wouldn't have followed you there. So would you have come back to the town to meet up with us before you went shopping, or no?
I had told, I believe, Oz when he popped into he wasn't gonna stay around the tavern, right? He like popped in as we got into town. And I said, I'll meet you in the marketplace later, and he was he was pretty much doing the same thing, cleaning up and resupplying.
Sure. So if that's the case, I would not have followed you. But if you ask when you get back for a whetstone, let me know. If they don't have any, because I might be able to hook you up.
I'll figure out a way to bring it up.
Yeah.
I'll grab what I need, DM, and I'll start looking for Oz as he is in the marketplace doing the same thing.
Alright.
I am looking for an oil flask, which normally costs 1 silver.
Yeah, right now we're asking. Yeah.
All
I
right.
think it's a 20%.
Are you
mark.
haggling with the DM before you even ask the NPC?
No,
And
so,
if this is a poor area.
so he doesn't have to look it up, so he can just
You
add
guys,
No,
you guys can buy any non-combat related adventuring gear at a 20% markup from
markup? All right,
normal
that's what I
price.
figured out.
Yeah. So
Just
hey,
Go
DM,
ahead and
real
just
quick.
do it.
Okay.
Just do
Hey,
it.
real quick, DM. I'm gonna go ahead
Yeah.
and talk to a shopkeep, and I'm gonna tell him his price is XYZ. That way, he can't upcharge me.
You literally just walked into like Walmart with the ad you got in the mail and be like, "This is
Yeah.
the." Don't even scan it. This is the price.
You know, I've done that legitimately though, because when I worked at Walmart, I worked as a vendor, so like sometimes I would literally just find insane deals before they updated their policy, and dude, I got insane stuff out of that.
One time at my high school, there were headphones in the vending machine, but they didn't put the right
Ooh.
price on it, so they were like 50 cents.
Nice.
Did you get some?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't just say that and then be like, I didn't have any change on me, so I didn't get any.
Yeah, I got one.
One time,
There you
the bowling alley in my hometown had one of those like build the tower games, and you had like PlayStation prizes and stuff like that. And the guy who set it up must have not set the difficulty to like max out the top tier in speed. So it was just as hard as the second tier, and it was like medium difficulty at hardest. Boy, I cleared out that whole machine in like an hour, and the manager was upset, I think, but he couldn't do anything about it because like
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
it was
They
like, but
can't
it was
take
like
max when you buy one.
a pair of nice headphones, a really nice CD player, showing my age here.
Yeah. Oh my god, I got a great CD
It was a
player.
PlayStation controller, which everyone was relevant at the time. I think 3 had just come out. Man, what else was there? It was a few things. It was a couple $100 worth of stuff. It was a cam recorder, right? Those were like the old ones with the fucking window that popped out so you could watch. You know what I mean? What you were recording.
Do you think if you went back there, right now, he would recognize you and say, "Get out"?
Man, it was a big dude. If he's still around, I might give him a heart attack going back in there.
Would you feel bad if you went there? If you went there and it's out of
Do you think we're
business now?
stalling, DM? You think we stalled the campaign? Anyway.
All right. Anything else in Canifis?
Literally what we do.
Nothing here.
No, resplaying. I'm looking for Oz.
Alright.
If he's done shopping, I'll find
Dan
him.
has replied instantly saying that he wants to get the hell out of here.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Oh wait. Anyone need to ask about any items? Anyone need to stop by the Dermo shop and check on any stones that may be, regarding their thing? No, yeah.
Do you have like a new feature that we don't know about?
No, I just
There's a feature called Finding
I-
Stone.
I'm just waiting for someone to ask. I'm just airing it out there. No pressure.
Yeah, DM. No more shopping if you don't have anything.
Alright. The party
not?
gathers somewhere. What is your plan of travel now?
What options do we have, DM? Is there like
You have any option you can think of.
I'd like to
Everyone,
fly.
on my back.
I'd like to give flying a shot. I'm gonna jump up really hard.
You flap your wings.
You
I'm
like
gonna flap my arms. I'm gonna flap my arms.
jump as high as you possibly can, but you come like 6 inches off the ground.
Yeah, so flying's not really an option, I don't think. I mean, let's take the old left foot, right foot out there.
I mean, you guys can hop on my back if you'd like. I do have space.
I would like a day or two in or out of character to like recoup from being in the swamp before going.
Yeah, I could
you
see
could
us
do
taking
that.
a break
Like
mentally.
psychologically, I would need a few days, I think.
Yeah.
All right, guys, see you in 2 more weeks. All right.
We can do like a few downtime days.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like 3 days and I'm good, and probably one of those would just be sleeping, literally, and getting mud out of all my gear.
Okay. What, if any, downtime activities would each of you like to do for 3 days? I wonder if I even know what those are.
I know what I would want to do, but I'm gonna let someone else go first. Like,
I also have. Yeah, I'm just checking my character sheet real quick. It's been a million years since I touched it.
Would Dermo be able to procure purple paint of any sort?
Purple paint.
Purple paint.
Yeah, you could probably find some with a day of downtime. It's not an easy to find item because
Yeah, it could be a darker color if it has to be kind of
fancy,
gloomy. 'Cause I know people here
fancy
aren't
dyes don't come through here very often.
Right. Well, fancy dyes do, but not dyes.
Well, paint.
what about
I'm
fancy?
making the.
fancy thighs.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Okay, I was making sure.
Yeah, I got
You've
you
done
now.
goblin diplomacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you can spend, I'll say 2 days actually, given this environment, to
What would be
find
my cost?
your
I have to make
cost.
sure I actually have enough.
Let's see, how much does ink cost? Ink is expensive already.
2 silver.
So like,
1 ounce vial.
an ink bottle of regular black ink is 10 gold.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's really expensive. So I'm gonna say a bottle of purple dye, which is like a little bit smaller than that. I'm gonna
Purple
say
is considered the most expensive color around that time.
Right.
That is true. That is true.
because
I'm
of the
thinking
cost.
like 25 gold for a small bottle of purple dye.
I would say that's being generous. Yoink it if you see it like that before the DM changes.
All right. So, do I see it like that?
Sure.
Is that
It
like
is
a
like-
sure, like
Yeah,
begrudgingly?
yes.
Or is that a sure?
You
like-
can buy a very small bottle of purple dye
Like half
Nice.
an hour.
from somebody. Yeah, it's like
Um,
really tiny. It's like a little teeny vial.
Okay.
For 25 gold.
25 gold. Let me check my bank real quick. I'm gonna make sure. Yeah, no, actually, that's perfect. I will take that. Now, follow up to that. Would that be enough to paint my my staff that now has the Zerosian insignia added to it?
It's probably enough to paint a glove. A glove.
No,
Um,
I'm asking specifically that I'm trying to spread this out, knowing that it's a limited resource. I'm
what
going to try and spread it out.
what does your staff look like? Is it just like a plain stick? Or does it have like
It
like a
it's
symbol on the end of it? Like what's going on?
So I don't know if you remember when we were leaving the Slayer Tower after I assigned myself to Zeros, I affixed a wreath in the shape of the Zerosian
Oh,
insignia to the
that's
top
right.
of my staff.
Yep.
Um, so I wanted to try and paint that in the iconic
The
purple.
the wreath itself, given that it's made out of like leaves and branches and stuff, it's probably not going to hold the dye very well.
Okay.
You could certainly paint at least a portion of your staff with that, like the stick itself. Or
Well,
perhaps
what? How
Dermo
much of
might
this
seek
is
out
on
something
paper?
that he can dye with it to act as the head of the staff.
How much are we talking, like being able to paint, like surface area wise?
Mm,
Because if that's the case,
I don't
I'm
know.
already
If it's
purple.
like
So I'd have to be
if
very.
it's like the size of a walking stick, like the top half of it, I guess.
Could I do symbols, like insignia symbols on the staff?
You could do whatever the heck you want with it.
So if you look at my picture for in the session, you should see my picture of Dermo holding the staff. I would
Yep.
like to remake that, but with
Yeah.
purple. So instead
Yeah,
of
you
green.
can do like a design. Sure.
Perfect. That is what I will do. I appreciate it.
Yep. You now have a fancy designed staff with these
Can
purple
you share the art with us,
streaks
or
and
It's on the deck, whatever the thing's called. It's on Foundry. If you look at my character, I have the original. If you still would like me to post it,
Yes, please do.
yeah, why don't you repost it in the
yeah,
Discord?
absolutely. But yeah,
Yeah, so you spend the last of your downtime day doing the painting bit. Anybody
perfect.
else?
Yeah. Um, I would like to do a couple things if we have a couple of days.
3 days.
3 days. Okay. The first day, I'm going to donate to Zeros. It will be a day of like staying in the hotel room, praying and doing sacred rites to first and foremost thank him for a safe journey. That I didn't die in the swamp of certain death, literally
Yep.
called Mort Myre.
Yep.
Also secondly for thanking him for what's it called? Giving me the power to even slay an unkillable foe such as a ghast. You know, these are things I respect in a deity. You know, so the first day will be brown nosing day.
Yep.
classic?
The other 2 days I would like to go not too far from Canifis, and I'll let Dermo know exactly where I'm going in case I go missing, but I want to go outside the town to try and find some herbs for potions.
Okay.
I suck at finding herbs, but I'm going to attempt anyways.
Yep. I believe that is a survival check.
Mhm.
I don't believe a 9 will find you anything.
Yes.
Let me see how many of those checks you were supposed to do. How long are you dedicating to the herbs?
That's
The
the
2
whole
days?
2 days, yes.
Okay. Travel info. Is it in this document? Yes, it is. Okay. That was worth. For each 4 hours, you can make one of those checks. So I'm gonna say you have like maximum 12 hours per day that you can spend doing this. Actually, probably 8. But it seems more reasonable. You
Sure,
get
so
pretty
2
tired
checks a day.
doing more than 8. So yeah, do 3 more wisdom check or survival checks. Okay, you get just one pass. You needed a 12.
Hmm?
Roll a d8 plus your whiz mod. Is your whiz mod negative?
It is.
Okay, we're gonna count that as minimum of 0.
That explains a lot.
Okay, yeah, so you get... Oh shit, I closed it already. You find 5 gold pieces worth of potion making materials.
So I'll add that to the 8 I already have. So we're getting there. We're almost at a whole potion, homies.
You need, was it 25 to make GP worth of materials to make a healing potion? I think
Correct.
it was.
By the way, I was
It's
able to
half
upload
of
the image.
half of the market value of the potion you need.
Yeah, which I mean, to be fair, that's extremely reasonable. Because, like, let's say I got, all 4
Yeah.
checks were successful. That's like 48.
Yeah, you could
That's
like if Dermo does it, what does he
That's a
got?
whole
Plus-
potion.
If Dermo has like +3, if he did all 4 of them, yeah, he could get a whole potion.
yeah, in just like
Yeah,
between
in
those 2 days. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
So it makes sense. Maybe in the future, probably not actually, but maybe in the future I'll choose to get proficiency in survival to actually hunt potions.
You could take a feat for it.
No, I have to max out my Constitution to 20.
Yeah. Are you already
Or
at
my-
18? Oh my god.
I'm at 18 with the tough feat, and my
Holy crap.
subclass gives a +1 to HP. That's why I'm a level 5 character with 54 HP.
That is a lot of HP for a wizard.
Yes.
Okay.
I have barbarian levels. But anyways, continue.
That leaves just Oz, I think.
Yeah, I am spending that time helping when I'm not hanging out with these goons. I'm helping my parents run the butcher shop.
Ah, okay. I didn't loop my YouTube playlist. Hang on.
Did you get my DM?
You sent me a DM? Hang on.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do, but I was gonna do something RP on the last day.
Sorry, I closed my Discord window. I'll keep it open. Okay, got it.
But I was gonna do something RP on the last day. If you let Oz
Go ahead.
go, we can do.
Oh,
we can
okay. Oz, in return for your help, with the shop, they
That,
they
I'm earning my keep. That's all.
yeah they offer to give you 1
Allowance.
gold piece per day for your
No,
work.
no.
Okay.
They're
You
house-
don't get it then.
They're housing me. They're feeding me. I'm working it off a little bit.
All right. Okay. Shab.
Yeah, so first day, obviously, I'm like recovering. I imagine my dad would have brought me like water. I was like pretty much in bed the whole day, just recovering, sleeping, whatever else,
Mm-hmm.
whatever he had killed that week or whatever stew he had been making that week. Probably a bowl or 2 of that got me going in the day. Just enough to fortify my strength to get some stuff done. I was running on adrenaline in the marketplace because we were just that night coming back. We were just still in adventure mode. But that next day, I just shut down, whole day of sleep, catching up with my dad. Maybe a little bit of light work around the house just to help him. But day 2, I DM'd you pretty much something that would probably ruin my whole day, honestly. And then day 3, I would have made the rounds around Canifis, feeling a little bit better. I would have stopped in at the local leatherworker, tailor, whatever. Just had my gear patched up. I took a pretty bad beating. Whatever that would have cost, I would have paid, and then thrown a little extra because it's my city. I know these people. And then I would have probably gone over to the local butcher, i.e., one of my buddy's parents, run, and I've probably seen Oz working if he was there putting in some time. I would have seen him.
Doing his time.
Probably would have gave a chuckle and been like, "They got you working back here again."
Hey, they're warm bed and a meals.
Yeah, I bet my old man came through here this week. Yes, think he killed a couple boar.
Yep.
So we've been eating. I'm sure you guys been eating it too. But look behind the counter. Is there like boar from the hunt that my dad and his partners went on?
They could probably be,
oh yeah.
strung
Probably.
out in the whatever passes as a meat locker in these places.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably hanging up with some salt on it,
Mm-hmm.
like a prosciutto leg. You know what I mean? I'll pop in there and be like, "How are the folks? You know,
Mm-hmm.
are they
Sure
are they working?"
I'm sure they're happy to see you, but they take a minute to say hi, for sure.
Sure. Give mom and dad a hug. I'll give them a hug and ask how they're doing. Ask how the shop's going.
Surviving.
Yeah. What other kind of meats are for sale? I'll bring something home to old man.
Trying to think what they had that's
He
local.
can't kill himself. Some fish, if there's anything. Snail. He likes snail.
Yeah, they'd have they'd have a little snail.
Yeah. I'll see it and I'll say, I'll take. You said you can bag up the rest of that snail. I'll take it. I'll take it home to my dad. Probably hadn't had snail in a couple weeks.
I'll get that ready for you.
Thank you. I'll start rolling up a stogie, and I'll ask your old man if he still smokes.
He looks
There's fresh
over.
tobacco. I just bought it.
He looks over at the missus.
Yeah, right. Man, this roleplaying's too real, actually. It's,
And he looks over back at you. He's like, none for me.
I'll wink at him and I'll say, "Right, you quit." And I'll look over at mom. I'll roll the one and I'll tuck it behind my ear as you parcel up the snail for me. And that's about all I want to do on my downtime. I'll get that snail over to my dad, but that's all I want to do to him. A little RP.
Alrighty. Okay. After the third day, the party regroups and begins to figure out a plan for what they want to do next. Which could be summarized as...
Yeah, I'll talk to the others and I'll say, well, you know what? As much as it was quite perilous going down into the swamp, we didn't get what we came for. We have to go back and find that lost settlement.
Well, we don't have to take as scenic a route this time.
No, we definitely just probably undershot it or overshot it by a little, so it will probably be easier the second time around.
I still have mud in my drawers, and these are new pants.
Well, we can get ready for a bit more, I suppose.
We could, assuming we were farther north than we needed to be, we could take the fast route back down there the way we came here, that we already know, or we can tread a new path down south in hopes that maybe we find it on the way down. Or we can do 50-50. We go about halfway back to where we were on the quick route and then divert and continue going south so that we can cover some new ground.
You're the travel expert, man. One thing for sure, I'd like to pick up some waiter bottoms if we're going back out there. It sounds like we are. Damn, can I pick up some like waiter bottoms so I don't get my
The
gear
heck
all
is
wet?
that?
You never gone fishing before, dude?
It's the
No.
big pants that you walk the rivers with.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Um. Yeah, sure, they have those.
Yeah, what would that cost me? Like 20, 50 gold? I could see those being a stupid luxury item here. You know,
No.
covered in mud and you want to not be? What are you, a
Just
king?
like whatever the cost of regular clothes is, which is half a gold.
All right. I'll throw the guy a gold because I'm really glad he's got a pair for me, and I'll literally pop them on in the store and I'll walk out wearing them. I don't care. Like my robe still has like dried mud lining the whole bot. I just couldn't get it all off. Like I ruined the mud room in my dad's house, and I just felt bad and gave up. Spent the rest of the time cleaning it. You know what I mean? But now I got some waiters, so I don't have to worry about, you know, that as much. I'm ready though. I got waiters. I'm down for whatever Oz thinks is the quickest way to get there and back.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Do you want to do quick, or do you want to cover more ground?
So, yeah, more ground is like swamp, my man. So quick, if it covers less ground, would be ideal. Guys, anyone? You guys want to wade through the swamp?
Well, I want the most direct person. Swamp or not.
The problem is
Avoid getting stuck in sand pits.
Now we're all back here, like talking about the plan. Yeah, I imagine we're like in the city somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask everyone if they found what they needed to go back out there. I know we had some gear losses and everything. Did everyone find what they were looking for?
Yeah, I just go stock up on rations personally, but other than that, I'm good to go.
Okay. I'll say, Oz, you found everything, yeah?
I got what I needed.
Good. Says, Dermo? You're stocked up so we don't die? So I know I got knocked down. I didn't know what was stopping you from getting me back up.
That was spell slots. Let me check my.
It's a little meta, but okay.
Oh no, that was out of character. That wasn't him talking. That's me talking. I have the mess kit. Could I re-up on my vegetarian rations?
Oh yeah.
Just normal kind of stuff.
Yep. Any food, basic non-combat supplies, you can get whatever you want.
What's my running cost to refill to maximum carrying capacity?
I don't know.
That's a.
Like, how much
many
is
do
it
you
per
need?
ration? I'm at 4. I don't know how
Each-
many you can carry.
Each
if there's, like, a
ration
limit.
is.
Oh, I didn't buy rations. I definitely need to buy rations.
Each ration is 6 silver.
6 over. Okay, but what's the maximum carrying capacity before they start going bad? I'm asking this kind of like as a I don't actually know question, because I could carry 100 and have it infinitely, but I'm sure logically they should degrade.
I mean, usually they are like preserved when you're carrying them
Okay.
around.
Sure.
So, but I don't know. I
So-
wouldn't carry like more than, 2 weeks worth of food. Probably not be worth it.
I'll up to 2 weeks then. I'll buy 11
Okay.
at 6 silver each,
Well,
coming
'cause
out to.
The balancing
6.6
act
gold.
with rations isn't like them going bad, because again, they don't go bad. It's they weigh like I think like half a pound each. So
Yeah,
like,
they weigh like 1 or
Yeah.
2
what's your
pounds.
strength score? You know?
Currently, I am underweight by 70 pounds.
Yeah, he's fine.
They weigh 2 pounds each, by the way. That's why they're
Oh.
so. Yeah,
Yep.
you want to carry what you need for that.
Yeah, so I have 2 weeks of rations, so we should be good. I do have to subtract out my money, 6.6 gold.
Yep, and then each of you should be, unless you live in Canifis, should be subtracting half a gold for each day that you stayed. So 1.5.
Sorry, I'm just doing the math on the rations, but I'll also do the math on that too.
I put a screenshot in chat of like
Oh, let
what
me
I was
see.
trying to talk about of ways we
Ah.
can go down. I don't know if I explained that very well.
That's kind of what I envisioned you were saying.
Okay.
Yellow, green, or red. Or... yeah. Okay.
I don't know which one appeals to y'all.
Sorry, I'm not in that thing. I have to go check.
I don't see yellow, green, or as you put it in general.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've already gone red entirely.
Well, I was asking you, if you guys want to take the direct, easy, fast route back down to the south to keep it going south, or tread new ground to see if we find something on the way, or do something kind of in the middle, which would be the green path.
What if we went? What if we did like the green path, but dipped out halfway to do the yellow path? If there's land there, I don't know. That way we got a little bit of... Or we could do the yellow path, and then if we don't find anything, we can return to the red path.
My thought is we're probably not going to find anything along the yellow path, like above, like the widest point.
Right. That's probably... I was saying maybe go down halfway down the green path
Yeah.
and then cut into the yellow path, like I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would
So
say, maybe.
basically green, just cross a little farther north.
Yeah, do like a sharper turn into the yellow than that kind of lean.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. Shall the party set off?
Shall they?
Shall they? All right. So the party leaves the town and begins their trip through the swamp. 4. On the first day, oh yes, updated route. Thank you. So like I had mentioned the last time that we played, we're gonna speed run the swamp travel now because this is not the interesting part of the story anymore. So, first day. Deck save, everyone, go.
And if I don't?
You die. No.
Yeah. Let me see. There you go, bud. Oof.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Mr.
Okay.
Stark. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Let's see. Oz and Zephylos fail. Dermo and Jared pass. As you are traversing an area which is dotted with bursting pockets of poisonous swamp gas.
Ooh,
You
hey.
take either this much or half poison. Oh, you can't see that. Either 20 poison damage if you failed, or 10 if you passed.
Oof.
It's not fun.
I'm gonna hold my breath the whole day.
Don't
All
breathe.
right. I got you, damn. I took half.
Okay, and then let me see if I have
I
the
Made the
module
executive
for the
decision of
rest.
not taking hat.
Not
DM,
what?
could I retroactively have left a few things at my dad's place?
Yeah, sure.
Heavier things like the alligator hide. He would love to he wouldn't have mind if I kept out the other hides and shit there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't forget that your
Sure.
best friend Dermo can also carry things for you because he's a fucking tank.
It's the only thing I would have left there is the hide. I don't need it.
I'm
It's
just
20
reminding you that Vermo is literally a Greek god, so just don't forget.
Oh, is he?
All right.
Yeah.
I think I have the resting thing set up right, so I'm gonna hit the prompt. Oh, I see. It prompts me here when I do it. Prompt long rest. Boom.
Okay. Do we have permission to finish the long rest? Do we get it saved?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm gonna finish it so hard.
I think that probably actually just about restored everyone's hit points. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think you guys are usually about 40, 50-ish hit points. Okay. Next day.
34.
Oh, let me check the map.
I'm a sponge. I just eat damage and die. That's
3,
all I do.
go down to about here, and then you cut across to the west. On this day, you have an encounter with several ghasts. I will do something. What will I do?
Something,
Ghast.
hopefully.
Probably something would be good.
Presumably.
Have us do something.
Ooh, that would be something, DM.
I'm gonna have both of you. Actually, wait. Yeah. Well, hang on. The thing with the ghasts, with the pouch, is them making a save. So I'm gonna make them do a save. That's gonna be my determining attribute.
Okay.
Yep. Aggro. I'm gonna do 4 of these. Damn. Oh, why is it echoing?
Boo, boo.
Boo.
I can't
Alright.
believe they fucking failed.
Okay. What was the DC? The DC was 14. Okay. I'm gonna have them do something. Do 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 do. 1d8 plus 3 and 1d8. 1d8 plus 3 plus 1. Pop. Dash. D4. Number 4. Who's number 4?
Probably you again, I think. Right?
No.
Such
Oz. You
Hello.
take 17 damage from the ghasts
Okay.
during the fight. Otherwise, the rest of you are able to fend them off with your druid pouches.
How you looking, Oz, after that? How you feeling?
Acceptable.
Yeah.
Hoping we don't go through another fight like that, but if we don't, I'll be fine.
I'll mention that my blade felt a little dull, and I wish the market had had a whetstone, because I feel like I could have prevented some of the damage you took.
Is this it, GM? Is this the moment we've been waiting for?
Someone, I wish there was someone who asked for a whetstone. That'd
What
be
moment?
crazy.
Where
As
he
we
finally
get- as
mentioned the
we get-
whetstone.
I'll make light mention of that in the group as we get regathered after the combat. I'll mention that.
Yeah, light mentioning. I don't know if that's going to be direct enough. We may just want to say it out loud.
Okay.
It's out loud. It's just in general
Yeah,
about
you know.
how my blade felt dull. It's a bummer, really.
Did you guys want to move 1 more space to the left here, or 2 more spaces to the left? I can't quite tell in the drawing. It looks like 2. Or wait, no, it looks like 1. I'm gonna do 1.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah, okay, and then straight down for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Unless like
Wow.
there's some major thing that catches our attention.
Who would I be speaking to? I'm sorry, I'm bad with names.
What?
What character am I talking to about the whetstone? Because I want to follow up with this.
Jared makes mention about how he couldn't find a whetstone.
Oh, Jared.
Jared.
Jared,
So
it's not that
the
big.
Dermo
I guess
goes ahead and taps Jared on the shoulder.
I'll look up. What's up, big man? I'm just holding my blade.
I heard that you require a whetstone.
Say my blade does. This thing is so dull. Feel it, and I'll like point. It's not super dull, but it's definitely not as sharp as it could be. Like you'd think my
Feel it?
shitty patron would spend less time bothering me about his issues and more time keeping his weapon he gave me sharp. I hold out the rapier, and I'm like, the pointy bit is barely pointy. Not like
That is not ideal, as they say. So Dermo will go ahead and fish into his pocket, and pull out a bunch of wet pebbles.
Soggy
Really?
rocks.
Is that the payoff of that?
you waited so long.
He waited literally a whole hour to do
to
this.
hurt me. To hurt
Do
me.
you accept them, though? That's the big question.
Do you really wanna hurt me?
For this
Yes,
day,
did
I
wait
need
an hour.
I need a survival check from. Actually, let's make it a group survival check.
Yeah, we're all surviving. Why not? Yeah.
Group
Could I
check.
actually try to fix his thing though? Like, unironically?
The sword, or the
Yeah,
rapier.
using
It's not-
using like heat and like reforging it using what I have on me. You said survival, by
It's
the way.
not like mechanically damaged, but
Right.
your heat. I don't know that produce flame is hot enough.
No. I was thinking
Um,
about using my tinder
do
box or
much.
something like that.
Maybe if you
Like,
held it over
actually-
a fire, you could probably like do
I was
something, but
thinking
would
about
that
doing
make
a
it
little
sharper?
metalworking with it. If I use a what's it called? If I use like something to bash it, reforge it in a way.
You could probably make some like very slight improvements in your current condition, but not a whole lot. If you spent like an evening doing that, yep.
I'm not interested in it. I just need a whetstone.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So
Okay,
under those circumstances, I will do
the-
my
I let this stranger start working on my packed weapon. I'm trying to get my ass whooped. You know what I mean?
It is your god's holy weapon, huh?
It's a holy piece of shit, and I'll like look up at the sky, waving it.
The party, for a moment, you feel as though perhaps you'd gotten turned around a little bit in your navigation, but you're actually, as far as you think, have maintained your course accurately. Next day.
I'd like to take this shot of like mocking my god a little bit on the way.
Yeah.
Or my patron a little bit on the way. He's like, Jared, I'll give you power if you do this. Jared, hold this weapon; it'll make you powerful. And like that's the kind of stuff. Like just kind of kicking mud around the whole time we're traveling. But that's about it.
So this is about where the red line on the map that you've drawn for me ends. So where are we going from here? Straight down?
My thought was to, I think on the first map that I sent, it had kind of like a circle.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I see that circle.
I was thinking that we could try and explore this area in a little greater detail and then go from there.
Okay. You have 1 square of movement left for this day.
I would go just straight south then.
Okay. There you are. That will be another rest. I don't think anyone has any resources that they need to get back
Nope.
just yet. But let's see, that was 3 nights. 1, 2, wait.
Let's all make sure that we're
2,
eating Dermo's
2,
good berries. Don't forget.
3, 4. Yeah, okay, so everyone subtract 4 rations.
Whoa.
I'll
Question.
eat a
Could I
berry.
roll for good berries for each day?
And actually, I'm going to have
The
gonna have-
modified bear rule.
Oz, you lose an extra ration from when you got attacked by the ghast.
Doesn't he
Yeah,
have the
so-
pouch though?
Yeah, but it takes like a turn to get to use each one. There were 4 ghasts I was considering there to be in that fight.
Mr. DM, could I roll
Yeah.
my survival checks on procuring the goodest of berries and see if I can?
It's berries, my man.
Oh.
Yeah. The goodest
Oh yeah,
berries,
that
I
was
thought
just
of it.
a D4 roll, wasn't it? For
Yeah,
the
It
number
was a
of good berries you
D4
get.
per day, right?
Yes.
So I
you
would
can...
need to roll 4 times and see how many of the little ones I can
Sure.
feed.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
days you can supplement?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this 4 times in a row. Do I roll it, or you want me to just roll a D4?
What?
Yeah, roll your D4.
So I'm making sure of. 3 for the first day.
I'll eat one.
Well, we'll figure out the numbers.
I
in a
already
second.
took off my rations for the couple of days, so it's not a big deal.
Well, if he
Dude,
only
I
rolls
swear to
3s.
God. No,
Okay.
gosh dang it, that was so
Okay.
close.
All right. So, that actually is like almost everyone's food. So you guys can figure out amongst yourselves who actually used their food.
I'll eat one any day he offers one to me.
Fine. So, whoever wants the last of them, except on the last day. So for 3 days, anyone who didn't eat. So I think we had one guy who said he already took off his rations. So then we will only need 1.
All right, I will not
There
take
you
off.
go.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to do from there.
Who got the second one on the 4th day?
Imagine you.
What's his name? Said he got them every day.
I was
So
gonna say, any day you offer me one, I'm going to eat one.
yeah. So that's an everyday thing. You would get first pick since you were the first to want. You know, it's kind of like Mary Poppins. You know, when you want it, you so on and so forth.
Yeah, I'll appreciate that. I'll appreciate that.
Cool. Other than that,
Make up a little bit of loss for the whetstone hurt, you know?
yeah, I'll do it again. Just you wait. Anyone who doesn't want to waste rations can also ask me for some rations, and I will give them over.
I'll hurt you again. You just wait.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I may hurt you, but I won't ever lie.
Well, if Zephylos doesn't snatch up those the last berry on those 3 days, Oz definitely would.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay.
Nice.
Alrighty. Next day, go ahead and pick a direction to travel.
Direction. Final answer.
So
I'm a
there's
Zane fan, by the way.
There's like a house right here, DM. What are we looking at?
You don't see any house.
is that water to our the west of us accurate?
No.
Okay.
I
wanna
will be
go
sure
through the
to
water.
mention any notable features in the map terrain to you when you encounter them.
Okay.
I was gonna say I don't want to go to the water, but there's no water there, so let's go west.
Yeah.
West.
Anything, DM?
Nope.
West one more time,
West.
and then my vote would be to go south and go east.
And then scoop back up and see what we missed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I
One
was-
south and then one east.
one south, one south, and then one more south. And then
2
east.
south.
Yeah, I think we want to scoop down and see
No,
what we
just
got.
one south and then east for the rest of the day.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
So my thought process is because it's supposed to be approximately south of Canifis. So if we search like vaguely to the east and west hand side, so on that screenshot that I sent of the first map, I sent a big circle.
Yes.
I was thinking
Right.
of investigating all of those squares.
I see it.
So if we go south 1, and then over 2, 3, like 4 to the west over the next day or 2. Or day, I think. But unless you guys disagree, would you rather?
Just to be contrarian, I disagree. Not on a specific point, but just in general.
Just because I'm a little bit of chaos, I also
Disagrees with
disagree.
life.
Now half the
You know
parties.
what? I disagree with him disagreeing. Final answer.
Then which direction do you guys want to go?
Oh, it's up to you.
It's been like 2 days of trudging through the mud already. My answer is Canifis. I'm already sick of it. I hate it.
My
already.
man.
No, I got the waiters. I'm okay.
Fuck
I have
no.
waiters.
I'm personally,
Yeah, bull.
I'm personally down and then go this way. Is
Yeah, I
because
always
the
agree
thing
with
is, if we
Zephylos,
keep going
so
west,
not
we're no
right.
longer south of Canifis.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we go
Mm.
south 1 more.
Yeah, south and then go right, and then south and go left, and we'll keep doing this back and forth until we find it.
Hell yeah.
One hop this time. One hop this time. Slide to the left. Like,
Everybody, clap your hands.
So here I'll draw us another map.
Yeah, do that, Oz. You and your maps. Where was all this drawing maps when we were getting lost in the swamp 2 weeks ago, Oz?
Where was Gondor when? How's
When
it
the
go?
Westfold fell.
When the Westfold.
I got you.
I needed a heading. Now I have
Where?
a heading.
Yeah.
Where
I
was
agree.
Mistalin when Canifis
Where
fell?
was Zeros when Zephylos fell?
Wait,
Oh.
shouldn't that be the other way around? I don't know.
Yeah, wait, where was Zephylos when Zeros fell?
Yeah, what the heck, man?
Yeah,
I guess it works in both directions.
Way did not be
considering how often it
born for
falls
like
down.
6,000 years.
Yeah, your mess. Your job is to save the god that you're supposed to worship after you were born.
All
I
right.
know, I'm such a failure.
With no legitimate objections, there's one more space south,
Hear that? You're not legitimate, guys.
and I
Take
need
that.
to move the view because
Can
the
I
stream
attempt to
can't
make a
see
leg-
it anymore.
Can I attempt to make one last legitimate objection?
Yes, you can attempt it.
If he just says I object, I'm gonna cry.
Bingus.
What?
Bingus?
Bingus?
Yeah.
That's an
anything?
objection.
What does that mean?
Does it matter? Does it work?
What is
Yeah, it
Bingus?
worked.
All right. Objection went through.
All right. Rapid swamp encounter for the day is going to be perception check, everybody.
Rocks fall and everyone dies.
Yep.
It's
Rocks fall 8 miles away from from where anywhere there's any rocks.
That's the vibe I got from your map. You said comb the swamp. We ain't found shit.
We ain't found shit. Did he? Yes. We ain't found shit.
Oh, good. You need you said perception, DM.
Why
You know,
is
I
my
do like a
playlist not
yearly
actually looping?
Spaceballs
There it is.
rewatch.
Yes.
It's just such a good movie.
I guess I could do a check.
A man of
for-
culture.
I forget about our pets, right? Where's Jim?
No, don't do the pets right now.
Don't do the pets.
Then ignore that nat 20. It's fine. It doesn't
Oh
exist.
my god.
Oh, it was almost an. It teased me. It rolled back to the 14.
Dermo, perception.
Low, because he couldn't even perceive you asking.
August?
I apologize. I was distracted. Can you repeat?
You're fine. Perception check, please.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's my favorite skill.
Aren't you like actually good at those? Wait. Are you?
Well, that's a little secret for you to find out and for me to never know.
I guess
Oh yeah,
so.
there you go.
A 24.
Okay.
Little secret. Yes, I am.
A number of small animals rush up to you guys to try and steal some of your food while you are taking a quick rest.
What kind of?
a bunch of what lives in the swamp that's small? Bats.
Sounds like.
Could I go ahead and
like dinner.
talk to them and ask them to find food elsewhere?
Yeah, if you cast, do you speak with animals or do you have it innate?
You know I speak with animals. You know this.
I can't remember if it was innate or not.
No, I think it's a spell. It's
Yeah,
a first
okay.
level.
If you cast the spell, you can speak to them.
You know I'm gonna cast a spell. Let me
All right.
tell them off.
All right.
Hey,
Give me
hey,
one
you.
short line of dialogue that you tell to the bats.
Got a train going
Find
by?
food elsewhere. The only thing you'll find here is death.
The bats heed your words and fly away.
Hell yeah, they do. 24 perception. I can see them dying.
Incredible.
Thank you.
And there you can have your rest so you get the spell slot back.
Yeah, wait. 3 spells, anyone?
How many cherries did you get today?
Yeah, roll your
I
cherries.
only roll. Oh, this is a separate day. Yeah.
Yep, roll your cherries.
So you know what I'm gonna do, boys? I'm gonna roll the biggest of 4s you've ever seen.
Is it
Make
a
it
4?
Make it so big.
He actually got a 4!
Oh!
Let's go!
I can't believe
Guys,
it.
No
guys,
food
there's a
consumption
25%
for you
chance I was
guys.
right,
It's
and
called
I
God
did
damn.
it.
I should have made it 1d4 over 2 berries.
No, what you should have made it in the swamp. You should have made it 1d5 minus 1 is what you should be. So that
I thought it was
1d5.
1d4 in
So
the
there's a
swamp.
chance
I
to
thought
get
that was the
0.
reason.
there's a chance that you
But I
just
thought-
don't get any right in the swamp.
Well, I thought that the
You
swamp
should have.
was why I rolled a d4, and it wasn't a guaranteed 10 because the spell itself, I believe, naturally rolls like way more than I could ever use. But
And a d5 minus 1 with the modifier would give us on a crit enough to feed the whole party still.
right, because here's the thing: is good cherry naturally gives me 10 up to 10. Sorry, and so yeah, being in the swamp is reduced down to a d4. So, I mean, I think it's fair that 4. I mean, that's a lot considering we have a party of 5. Or how do the animals count your guys' companions or no?
I don't think the familiars eat food.
Okay, I was just making sure.
They eat what they want, but yeah, it's not
Okay.
always food. I think I've seen
Okay,
Jim
I'm just
eat
making
shit before.
Probably you have.
That was probably Dermo too.
Rat life. Simpler.
Alright, so east from here for a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing the path
Okay.
that he put there.
Bam. Bam.
Oh,
At long last, you
Hey.
finally have been able to locate the town. So let me add a little light bulb to this one. Hang on.
uh-oh.
Hopefully I don't screw up the whole map by illuminating the entire area this time.
Yeah, once it's
That'd be epic.
Let's see, can you see all of it yet? No.
Yeah, what's it smell like though? I can't see it all now. I see it's Mort'ton. But...
We smell it before we see it.
Yeah, I'm sure we do. That's why I
Smell
want
it before you see it? You might actually. Hang on. Give me a second. The text on this town is like huge. So I gotta make this light like really
I
big.
can't smell as bad as Burger
Oh wait, I can
Rock,
shift it over a little bit here.
but I can't imagine it smells anything
Eh.
palatable
Come on. Go there, you stupid thing. Okay, fine.
or anything that I
Just
want to
bit of-
keep palatable rather.
There you go. That's good enough.
Mort'ton.
There it goes. Good enough. So, at long last, during this day, close to the, about 3/4 of the way through your, traveling time for the day, through the thick fog, you begin to finally see, a few worn down buildings, about 100 feet in the distance. You don't see any like lights that have been illuminated. It's dim light everywhere, so even during the day, people have lights burning or fires. You don't see any lights, however, peeking through the fog. And the edges of the buildings that you can see, you haven't entered into the village yet, seem to be pretty worn out. There is indeed a bad smell coming from this this establishment.
Yeah,
It's not good.
describe it, DM. Describe it.
It smells like wet, rotting food,
What kind of food? Meat,
Like-
vegetation.
like meat,
How old rotting? Bring me in there. Take me in,
like
DM.
2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's a rough.
Like it's has been bad for 2 weeks. Not like it's been there for 2. It's been bad for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
Now
not
we're-
good.
Now we're talking.
Or for context, since we haven't played in a while, I would like to remind the GM of my ritual of every morning. I cast a mage
What
armor
is
on
your-
myself,
Yeah,
dermo, and then I rest to.
I just kind of assume that anyone that has mage armor just perpetually casts it
Yeah,
every
that's
day.
essentially what's going on for me, DM. I always have
Yeah.
mine up because in the morning it's the first
Yeah.
thing I do.
I
Unless
usually
we get
won't really
interrupted.
even ask you to do. I'm just gonna assume that you do.
If we get interrupted in the middle of the night, then like I'll let you.
Yeah,
come.
then that's when I'm gonna assume you don't.
Yeah. Pull a
Hell,
sneaky-
even if I have a spell slot before I go to sleep, I might cast it for the rest. You know.
Imagine using spell slots. Mine's innate, no big deal.
Yeah. But yeah. So dermo, you do have mage armor on.
Your god makes you use spell slots to protect yourself? Yikes.
Wow, your god doesn't give you more than
Cringe.
2 spell slots? That's pretty cringe.
Your god doesn't even give me a sharpened weapon, and I'll hold up my rapier again.
Yeah, I'll just consume that. Alright, I look to everyone else and I say...
Can't you recover
we
a
found
third
it.
level spell slot with that now?
Yes.
Broken.
I
But
guess
so
you could use it
far-
on mage armor.
So far, I cast mage armor 3 times. Once on
Oh,
myself, once on my bird, once
Oh,
on dermo.
that's right. Yeah.
And then I just refresh it all.
I guess so. Fair enough.
What, you think I'd waste this on, like, what, a fireball or something? Shake my head.
You mean fire wave?
Yeah.
And before the DM gives us a combat on the 7.5 hour mark of your mage armor, and it drops,
Yeah.
like, or if like my mage armor and yours just dropped and mine slept for like another 30 minutes, that'd be good. That'd be a good one, DM. That'd be a good one, right? Because it
That
takes
would
them an
be
hour
funny.
to recover, right? And it's
Yeah,
8
it
hours.
takes you waste an hour of the time
Yeah.
of the mage armor.
It's an 8 hour spell, so it's nice. But like you could time it so that that'd be good. That'd be solid. Top kick, definitely. Zephyrus just starts sweating as I say that. Oh, no.
Dermo's always sweating because we're in a swamp and he has a lot of hair.
The DM in me is always thinking like, how can every blessing that the party has be used against them? Like your arcane recovery. That's a fun one to play with because it's like coffee lock, anti-coffee lock mechanic. You know what I mean?
Not coffee lock.
Throw in an anti-coffee lock mechanic into the campaign. That'd be fun.
Let's do this like the last time I did this this campaign, and we had a what is it, shadow sorcerer that just makes darkness bubbles everywhere that are inconvenient for everyone.
It's kind of dope though.
DM, you already have a trouble with how slow we do things. You might not want to fight the hand that feeds.
We do things.
They've RP'd for 6 sessions straight. Let me make it slower.
Wait, we do things slow, DM?
Nah.
I don't think we do, honestly.
DM, you're telling me that we do things slow in this
No.
campaign.
No.
He's already on. Danny already gets it. I'm done with the joke. It's a good.
You know what? That was a good.
What a
that was good
callback.
amount.
Right? Remember the
It's not, you
stalling
can't call it a
joke?
callback. It's been less than an hour.
Remember the stalling joke from earlier?
The Stalin joke? What?
The stuff.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Can you repeat?
Anyways. Yeah. So, I look at everyone else and I say, that's probably it. The only settlement in the swamp we found so far. And if I
Or
recall
technically
correctly,
the only remaining settlement.
Yeah, I think it's a dump for the real settlement, wherever it is. 'Cause this place stinks.
Yeah.
I thought Canifis was a shithole.
well, to be fair, everything I found so far east of the Salve has stunk, so Consider me jaded.
I'll stick my hand up and say, "Hey, you watch what you say, man. I live here."
I love
mean-
that. Right after he just finishes saying, "Oh yeah, campus is a shithole," but then
I live here. I can call.
It's my shithole.
Yeah, it's exactly.
you don't have a Canifis path.
You do stink though. So
Yeah, I know, bud.
you smell like wet dog.
I'm like gonna scratch behind my ear and like look at my nail and be like, "It's the mud, man. It's the mud. It sticks to all my hair."
Oh, tell me about mud in the hair. Oh,
I swear, I was like, I don't know where it ends and where I begin.
Now, if I recall correctly, the reason why we're here is because there is a group of rebels who are trying to take down the vampire overlords, which you're both not a fan of messing with your town. We're not a fan of them either. So I guess we're just looking for them is our primary goal moving into this.
now as I recall it, you bought into this fairy tale, and I'm just here to escort you and make sure you don't get yourself shanked.
I'll point at Oz while he's saying that.
Well, you call it a fairy tale, but you know how many toes, the vampire stepped on. They just executed someone in your town. I'm sure they've made enemies, and I'm sure there's people who don't want them in power anymore. It's not really far-fetched.
It won't be the first execution. Well, it's not the first execution. It won't be the last that we've seen in Canifis. As for the vampires, we give them what they need, and they leave us alone.
Nobody has any love for them, at the very least.
Yeah. It's just, what are you gonna do?
At least we're better off than those poor saps in Myre ditch.
Or even here. Like, have you smelled this place?
I'd rather be here than Myre ditch, man.
Take your word for it.
Anyway, this is your show, Wizard Boy.
I'll walk towards the town.
Okay. You walk towards the town. You can start to get a better look at it. You notice a handful of things. Firstly, there are many small sort of vermin kind of animals that are scuttering about the town. Mostly rats and bats. The bats like to hang from the edges of the rooftops of the houses in little groups. As you guys get a little closer to the town, one of the closer groups kind of looks over at you, and they like take off and disperse into the sky, mostly flying around in circles for a little bit. Some of them come back down, land somewhere else. Another one goes and flies off in some direction. Secondly, you notice that there are a few people like kind of wandering about near the middle of this small village. But as you get closer, you begin to notice that there is something wrong with them. Let's see. Their skin is of a sickly, sort of pale green hue, and they're kind of wandering around almost as if they were like sleepwalking, not really with any sort of purpose. Right now, you probably are. Once you spot them, I imagine you are thinking about not wanting to be seen by them immediately. Is that the case?
Yeah, if they look funky, maybe, we don't openly approach.
Okay, so why don't you make a perception check, whoever's in the front,
Can we,
to get a close look at them.
Can we take a
What's that?
half session break here? Like a
Yeah.
5-minute
Yeah, we could take a 5-minute bio break.
Like I'm being
I'm
booed
saving
for
that roll, though.
Yeah,
having to go to the bathroom.
All
right
right. Quick bio break. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes.
Bear back.
All right, while everyone's gone, I'm going to play the flute. My thing really just comes down to I don't want to.
So,
But now that I'm maxed, I really have no excuses. I have to actually do stuff again.
did I hear Shab come back in?
I did just.
Hello, I'm Shab.
Alrighty. Let's see. Oz took the liberty of taking a perception check. Can I get one other person? Actually, I'm gonna have Zephylos do it because he kind of sounded like he was taking the lead here.
Yes, can I have my bird do it instead, since that's its purpose?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
I imagine this is like the Assassin's Creed thing, you know?
Well, the bird isn't jumping off of a building, probably. It's just
No,
looking
no,
at stuff.
not that. You know, when you climb to the top of the building and it does like the eagle eye vision,
Yeah, and
where
then
like
you jump
there's a big
into this stack of
You don't
hay
have
in a
you
wooden
can
cart.
climb right back down. You can climb right your butt back down if you really wanted to. Just jumping down is the most logical solution.
Does it have advantage?
Yeah, it's keen sight, yes.
Not if it's in dim light.
It has dark vision. Oh.
It doesn't help with dim light, does it? Wait,
Uh,
actually, wait, does it? Oh shit. It probably does.
Hold on. Doesn't Hell have dark vision? Yeah, it has dark vision 120.
Okay. That makes dim light into regular light, doesn't it?
Yeah, bright light.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I was thinking of darkness with
Are you
dark
really
vision.
gonna, Mr. DM? Are you gonna give up that easy? Come on, make his life troublesome.
It's actually suddenly darkness. No,
Yeah,
Oz,
isn't it weird? I notice that it's pitch
um,
black right now.
Oz, you don't really notice any new details than what I shared before, but when Striggy takes a look and relays that information to Zephylos, they notice that these creatures seem to have, these humanoids seem to be, they kind of look like undead, but like not quite, like they look kind of like partway between like a person and like a zombie. They have like little patches of like diseased or like partly rotten flesh, but they're not like falling apart like an actual zombie. Striggy also takes note of some strange sort of shadowy motions that are happening kind of across the ground in unnatural sort of movements all around the town. Not like a ton of them, but like occasionally in all sorts of different places around the town.
Okay, question. Because I can use an action to, like, see through Striggy's eyes. Can I,
Yeah.
spot these things myself and try to see if I recognize them as, like, some type of shadow magic?
Yeah, you can make a Arcana check.
Okay. Arcana. Oop.
Yep. These are probably some. It's not clear just from what you can see so far, but it could be, like some sort of like shadowy creature, or like a creature that's under the effects of some sort of spell that's changed its shape. It doesn't look like a spell itself, but like a creature that is in a like sort of weird state of some kind. Probably, maybe.
Maybe Florida.
But they could be dangerous.
Come on, that was funny. Fuck you.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, I'll denote that to the others. I'll whisper and I'll say, there's something fucky going on. There's shadows moving in unnatural ways, like creatures are melded and transformed into shadow. And they're barely visible. I can only see them through Striggy's eyes, not my own.
Yeah, as you like look around the town for a moment, I imagine you would, after looking through Striggy's eyes, you don't make note of them. You can't see them. At least in the quick moment that you spend trying to do that.
Right. Yeah, so I bring it up to the others and I say, There is something very strange going on here.
Jim, does Jibble pick up anything that like would make sense to what Zephyr is telling us that his familiar's finding as well?
Does he have like a special sight, or he's got blind sight?
He's got demon
Wait,
sight.
no,
He's
Devil's
got
sight?
demon sight. Or
devil's sight.
sight, yeah.
That is oh yeah, okay.
See through magical darkness.
Yeah.
In this case, the devil's sight itself is not picking up on any more information than that.
Then I'll ask.
If he made a perception check, he might be able to like pinpoint the location of a couple of them, though.
Nah, it's fine. Zephyros has seen something. But I'll ask him to ask a couple questions. I'll ask him to explain what he means by shrouded in shadow, or whatever he was saying. The shadow.
Like, they look like they're made of a black liquid and they're little puddles just dancing across the floor.
Like, look around at people's shadows. These like zombie kind of green, sickly looking people's shadows. Are they kind of doing what he's explaining? Like,
the shadows being cast by the bodies of the zombie sort of people, no. They are behaving as you would expect.
I'll look at our own shadows.
Same thing.
I'll look at him and I'll say, what shadows?
Well, again, it's not shadows attached to people. They're disembodied shadows gliding across the floor.
I'll start looking around. Do I see any of these shadows, Gio?
Make a perception check. You have dark vision, right? Yeah, you have devil's sight. Never mind.
Yeah, but Jared perceives like he bathes. Not very.
Yes,
Rarely.
he does. You don't see shit.
Not very good at it.
A lot of hard to reach spots, and I'm covered in things. And you see my beard and my long hair, and it's just like, I smell like swamp. You know what I mean? Why get it off me at this point? It's just gonna come right back. Yeah, I don't see what he's talking about, but I will take his word for it. You know, say, all right, wizard man. Say, you got eyes to see better than what I can see, and I'll take your word for it. I have to. No reason. I mean, we're in an area we don't know, so I don't know. I don't. There's no reason to think he's messing with us, man.
There's no reason to what? Sorry?
Think that's messing with us or something. Like, he's never been here either, so. Allegedly.
Not... Yeah.
More stuff. I just don't know how we even fight that, honestly. How do we, like, I'm tired of fighting things I can't hit. How do you fight a shadow? Sunlight, I'll say.
When I learn how to conjure sunlight from my fingers, I'll let you know.
Yeah, keep me apprised. I'll
Quick,
say.
take 6 levels in Cleric.
Keep me apprised.
Well, what next?
Trying to think.
Fire.
I'm hoping they're susceptible to magic. The last bastards we fought weren't, but maybe I could just blow them up the old-fashioned way. Old, reliable, I say, taking out some fire runes.
Oh, reliable.
Yeah, because other than that, I don't really have much, to be transparent. So, we can try, but we might have to go into this expecting to run away and retreat in failure.
Ah, our signature move.
How many times have you guys retreated? Like,
Once at least.
I think only like twice.
If I had a nickel for every time this
There
party
was,
had to retreat,
like,
I'd have 2 nickels.
Which isn't a lot, but it is to say that it's weird that it's happened twice. Yeah, I mean, they don't call us the running hides for nothing.
Yeah, could I actually retreat twice just to, really flex on them?
oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For the reason
So-
you want.
Yeah, so in short, your idea is as good as mine. We can just attempt to fight it, but, we'll have to just fuck around and find out.
I mean,
gonna have-
what's the worst that can happen? We all die.
Yes.
Does everyone here look sickly?
Yes.
Or is there everyone? Does everyone look sickly? There's no one that doesn't look sickly.
You have not noticed a healthy person here. No.
Have we even tried to talk to the sickly people? They're just walking around like zombies.
No. No one. They haven't noticed you yet.
I think we're more concerned about the shadows than the sickly people.
Yeah, sickly people I can blow up for sure.
Yeah, but I'm saying maybe they know.
Fireball.
Maybe they know what's
Gone.
going on. Maybe we can get a little bit of information from them. I don't know. I'm gonna send Jibble into a nearby building, and I'm gonna approach one of the sickly people.
Okay.
Jibble-
Inside.
You want the inside of the building? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this looks like it was someone's home. It's pretty small. It's only like 15 feet across on a side.
It's bigger than mine right now.
It smells.
The most of the roof is gone and the walls are partly crumbled down. There is actually one of the strange sort of sleepwalking people in this building. And it probably would notice the rat if it's not trying to be sneaky.
It's not trying to be sneaky. Is the door
Okay.
barred from the inside?
There are large enough holes in the walls for a rat to squeeze through it. But the door doesn't look like it's barred shut.
And the dude that's inside, how's he behaving?
He's just kind of like randomly like walking around, like he'll like touch a couple of things in the house. He'll like sit down for a second. He'll get back up, just like moving around with no purpose.
Jibble's gonna.
He
approach the
looks at it. It looks at the rat, but doesn't do anything about it.
Jibble's gonna get closer as he doesn't do anything about it.
How close?
Like close. Like he's just gonna keep getting closer
Like,
until it does
less-
something about it, or he's
Yeah, okay.
on him.
Okay, so when it gets to about like when he gets within like 4 inches, maybe it will let out this like agitated groan, like "Ugh," and like take a step back.
It will.
A small step back. Yes.
Jibble will stay still and wait for him to kind of resume his normal behavior. If he does, or
It stares at Jibble for like 6 seconds, and then it like goes back to the nonsense that it was doing before.
Jibble's gonna make like a quick move to get like right near him again. See what happens.
This time it will try to attack him.
Okay,
It will try to just kick him.
Okay, Jibble's a
And
bitch. I'll let
I'm
him.
gonna do a roll for that actually.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, and it makes that noise, I guess. Why is it still going? Jesus Christ. Shut up.
Good job.
How do I make it not make all of those noises? Probably this button. Okay.
It's saying right here at the bottom.
Okay.
It says
I hear somebody's video playing. Who's that?
Yeah,
Not it.
Alright, let's see. It rolls a 21 to hit with a kick.
I mean, that'll hit, yeah. To kick it.
He takes 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Jibble will get up and make his way.
I'm not going to Kelby.
He's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing kicks Jibble and he like flies across the room a couple feet. Takes some damage.
I'm gonna tell Jibble. Telepathically, I'm gonna say, you're fine. Like, stop being a little bitch. Find out more about these creatures, and I'm gonna like send him in to pretty much run up the pant leg.
Of the creature?
Absolutely.
It will continue to try to kill him.
I would he's gonna try to evade it if he can.
Okay, have him do an acrobatics check,
Sure.
I guess. And I'll have it do an athletics. It rolls an 8.
Jibble rolled an 18, 21.
Okay. He manages to evade it as it's trying to like slap or like grab at the rat while it's climbing on him for several seconds.
Yeah, he's going up the pant leg, so I'm assuming this man isn't naked in his home. If he is, God bless him.
No.
We've all been there.
True.
If the man's not wearing pants, I won't go up his pant leg. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's wearing pants.
Yeah, I'm going straight up his pant leg.
Yep.
He's not kicking at me. Just what? He's trying to hit himself to get me
He's
off?
trying to like smack him like a fly that's on you.
Yeah. He's gonna go between the legs, up the butt, and up the back to get on top of him so like he can't. You know what I mean? Like if he runs up his chest, he's gonna be able to spot. So he's gonna like go between the legs, up the butt, cheeks, and like up the back of the guy's shirt.
Is he heading for just like stay on the back or like climb on his head?
Or ratatouilleing this bad boy.
Ratatouilleing this guy. Okay.
Yeah, he thought you had an idea where I was going, but the plan is I have no idea where I'm going. So how could you?
He climbs up on like the back by his shoulders.
Sure.
With success.
He's flailing or like what's this guy doing?
Yeah, he's like yelling, making a bunch of noise.
Same kind
like,
of sounds. The like.
Yeah, it's just
wordless moan.
yeah, meaningless grunting noises.
Can we hear this from outside, DM? Is it loud enough?
Yeah, the walls are not really intact, so the others hear like just a bunch of grunting noises from inside there.
And then they heard Dibble.
There was also like there was like a soft thump and then like a squeaking noise too in there.
I'll tell the party. I mean, they'll see him run off to the building,
right? Yeah.
But I'll just as they hear the and then like the hit against the wall as he recovers and like just be like ignore that. He's fine. I'll ignore that. And then when he gets up the back, you're just gonna hear Jared go, "Yes, nice." Like, you know what I mean? Like he's watching a sports game or something, like cheering on his team. I'm gonna look over to Oz and be like, "He got on the back," like as if he knows what the hell I'm talking about.
Oz looks very confused.
Yeah. The back. He's on the back. I'll repeat it, and I'll say, "Okay, keep going, Jibble, go." Like, Jibble's
what is his goal here?
Ratatouille, like I said, on the head.
He's trying to get on his head. Okay, make another acrobatics.
They say that if a rat gets on your scalp, it can cast Dominate Creature.
Oh yikes! Okay. It manages. It gets a 16, so he's gonna grab onto Jibble and like pull him off of him.
You're just gonna hear Jared go, "Ah, shit!" Like he just lost control of like a drone or something.
And then he's just going to like just throw it at the ground really hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him kill it because.
Which is gonna do just same as this melee.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, DM. I'm gonna let him kill Jibble because he failed me.
Yeah, it does 5 bludgeoning damage.
Enough to kill him.
Yep.
Yeah, he's dead. And he disappears, to the shadow realm or wherever
Yep.
I call him back from. And yeah, like I'll be upset that he failed, not that he died. And I'll look at everyone and kind of share the information. Like, they seem aggressive if you get close enough, and they don't seem to be able to communicate. Or this guy had like a really bad, he had like a cat on his tongue or something. Sending you to Tampa, Florida. That's probably, I mean, Jibble probably wishes that's where he went, but like, who knows, honestly? The astral. Yeah, I'll share the information with the party. Yeah, these people don't want to talk. Also, I might need some time to find another rat. I'll say kind of upset. Want weapons, useless familiars. Man, everyone should become just like me, I'll tell the party.
No,
If
I'll
you
stick
guys-
with my useful familiar, thank you.
If you guys save this one, I'm naming him Linguini.
Save which one?
This. That's the guy from. It's the guy from Ratatouille. His
Oh,
name's-
this guy. Oh, the guy inside his house.
Yeah, his name's
Yeah.
Linguini.
This guy's got. It already is Linguini. We just don't know it.
Yeah.
He can't tell us. A bummer, because that would have been great. Yeah, I'll have to spend. What is the time? It's an hour.
Find familiar,
Yeah.
yeah.
An hour ritual to find another.
Oh yes, locate rat, my favorite spell.
Locate rat with an attitude.
I mean, he's got an attitude, but he gets what's coming to him.
Well,
Should we head to the tavern and grab a drink?
I'm trying to think.
Like, look for a tavern sign, DM.
look for a tavern sign.
Yeah,
you
man.
want
It's
to
a town. It's got to have a place to drink, even if it's.
yeah, you
zombie.
want to have a look around the town.
Yeah. Like, I'll look at Oz and I'll say, like, that dude looked like he was in his home. I mean, they just seem sick, I guess. And I'll I don't want to empty out a town just because I can. But kind of, I do. But also I can't, right? Like, this is the whole town. I'll look for the tavern. There's got to be one.
Yeah, you can have a look around this small village.
If he wants to come with.
It's
just, like,
not
cover my-
immediately obvious the purpose of each building, just looking at the outsides of them. But there's not a whole lot of them, so you can kind of like peek in some of them as you walk around. There are several homes. Some places that look like they could have been stores. A notably somewhat larger building that looks like it used to also be a store of some kind.
I'll have asked
Um,
if he wanted to come with to pull security,
and
but I'm gonna check out some of these stores to see if there's anyone.
let's see.
That will definitely come with on
You
the hands-on
also you also notice a place that has a sign that used to be hanging from 2 chains, but now it's hanging from 1 chain, which has a faded sort of painted symbol of a pestle and mortar.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
let's go
pop
there.
in- I'm gonna pop in there.
So, inside this building, this looks like it was, and based on the sign, it could have been belonged to like an apothecary or something. Some sort of person that would make medicine or something like that. And
Here?
that is made more evident by the dilapidated remains of many like little teeny vials and like little jars and containers of dried up powders and liquid that's looks like it's been evaporated for a while, and like little scrawled notes and things lying all over the place in a disheveled state.
But no one.
There are not any people in here. You pass a couple more of the people as you're walking around, and they usually will like look at you but not really do anything about it.
Gotcha. In the alchemy,
Assuming that you stay like at least a couple feet away from them.
was there any like? Is there any? I mean, you said everything was dried up. Is there any way to like date how long? Because some of these ingredients, they have a shelf life. Some of them last a year. Some of them last a couple weeks. Like herbs, dry up. Like, is there any like deciphering? Cephalos came with me, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'll say, hey, you make potions and stuff, right?
I do. I was actually trying to see if maybe any of this is still usable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the shelf life on the oldest thing that can survive here? Like, I'll be snapping my finger. I'm like, how long? What's the oldest ingredient before it can go bad? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, how long? 3 years? 4 years?
A lot of herbs are dried, so they can actually,
What's it
live
look like?
a while.
How long has this place been abandoned? And I'm gonna start looking for any potions that like might still be like good. I don't know. DM.
Yeah, so it will take you a decent amount of time to like figure out what much of this stuff is.
Yeah, I don't think the people will
Some of
mind
it has labels, but a lot of them do not, or they'll just have like numbers.
What's some of the labels say?
It's mostly like little herbs or minerals and various little things that you might mix together in a potion-like concoction if you were
I'm gonna start
an
scooping up.
apothecary.
Yeah, I'm gonna start scooping up all the little vials of herbs and minerals.
Okay.
Like emptying the shelf.
Yeah. If you were to take most of it and sort through it, I'm going to consider that to be like
as I'm reading, as I'm pulling it off the shelf to read it, I'm just putting it in my bag, not back on the shelf.
I'm gonna consider that if you wanted to take a close look at that, some of that could be usable potion materials.
Sure, I don't know what it's worth or anything. I'm just, as I'm reading to discover what it is, I'm reading the names out loud, like of the herbs and the minerals, of whatever, the stuff that has labels, the stuff that isn't, I'm not grabbing because I don't know what the hell it is.
Right.
It says he makes potions. He's probably doing a similar thing with this, but he can probably identify some of the non-labeled things. I'm just reading out the labeled stuff near me to see if he's like, oh, that, and I'm like, okay, but I don't know if he's doing any of that.
As you do that, Zephylos would recognize several of the containers as usable ingredients.
I would toss those over.
Yeah, I'll definitely take them.
I'm gonna, and as I'm tossing, I'm gonna say, you better make me something that'll save my ass.
That's what most of my potions do.
And I'll toss them. I'll toss the potions, and I'll be like, I'll toss the ingredients. I'm like, before I need it, would be great.
So that'd take you like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah. What's the other guy?
In that time, you were able to procure, we'll say 40 GP worth of potion materials.
Each?
No, in total.
Okay. I will. I'll toss anything useful to him, and then anything that's not useful, that's not in the 40 gold. You're saying?
The rest of it, yeah, you probably don't really know. Like, maybe you could sell it to somebody, but you'd take a longer time to determine what's worth taking and not.
How much does it weigh?
Because you don't even know like what a lot of it is.
Yeah. How much does it weigh?
Probably it's the volume that's more concerning because they're all in like little jars, but
I'm gonna
I
keep
don't know.
this. I'm gonna keep the stuff that I remember reaching for on the top shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the stuff I remember having to reach for because I gave it a good look once getting off my high heels, you know. I'll keep that. And I'll dump what I remember wasn't on the top shelf. If I need to do a roll for memory or something like that, history or something, that's fine. But I'll keep top shelf ingredients, so to speak, and whatever potions I can find that still look like they're not just gross. There's a boiling process for potions, right? Most potions in a cauldron, no?
Yeah, it will usually involve a mixing and a boiling or
Yeah,
some sort
it
of
should
thing.
be it should be pretty safe from bacteria. But if there's any potions that are worth yoinking off the shelves here, I will. And then I'll make my way back onto the street to see what the rest of those guys were up to for 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, any notable actions during that time, or are you just gonna help out from the other two of you?
They there? Zach?
It would help
Oz
if my
and
mic,
Dermo.
help if my mic was on, huh?
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye open to watch our backs and make sure nothing sneaks up on us.
Yeah, okay, why don't you make a perception check?
I can do that. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Alright, and what about Dermo?
Quick question is, has Dermo eaten today?
Maybe?
It hasn't been a rest since then, right?
I think it's like early evening right now.
Early evening. Okay. Well, other than that, wait. Oh, have I done my rolls for my herb lord?
You're what?
Like searching for herbs while I am
Oh.
walking through.
Oh, during
stuff?
travel. We did
Yeah.
not do that. We can do that retroactively for this last group of traveling.
Yeah. Well,
at
because
some
if so,
point.
I would like to see if I can make any potions trying to copy, and all that.
Yeah, do you have at least 25 GP worth of potion materials yet?
Oh, well, first of all, maybe because of the thing, but yeah, I definitely have been having a ton of what's it called, a ton of GP worth of herbs. I think I've gathered like here's and there's of like ones up till like fives and so on and so forth. But yeah, I can. How many days was it? 5 days of travel.
That sounds right.
Okay, so what do I need to roll for that? What did you have me roll?
That would be 10 survival checks.
10 survival. Can I like right click roll multiple or?
If you do it once and then do up arrow and then enter, you can repeat a roll, I think.
Survival,
Sometimes.
normal. Like that. Right, and you said up arrow, enter?
Yeah, if you up arrow... Actually, I don't know if it does it that way. Maybe not.
It's okay, I'll just roll it for the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
5 times,
Alright.
it's not that much. Alright, 1, 2, yeah, 4, 5. On average, that's pretty good rolls.
Alright, I think I need a 10, though.
So I failed 1.
Can you do 5 more? I need a 10.
Oh, I need 10 rolls?
Yeah, it's 2 per day.
Oh my, okay.
Yep. 3... Wow, another one. Oh my god.
Let's
Yeah, I
go.
tried my best.
Okay,
Real.
1, 2, 3,
Does that mean I found like
For
a Renard?
5. Okay, now do D8 plus Wiz 5 times, because you got 5 passes.
Plus Wiz. I can just type that out, right? /R D8 plus WIS.
Just put plus, was it 3? I don't know if it,
Oh,
I don't think it recognizes it just with the letters.
like that.
Yep.
How many times?
4 more times.
4 more. 4.
There you go.
Those are very decent rolls. Oh my god.
It's 38 GP worth of herbs.
Okay. How do I guess I would add that into consumables. Yeah, so I just added.
I think
to
you
my
had an
20,
item in your
that's
sheet
total of
somewhere.
68. I have now 68 goops.
Shab, do you want me to keep
Verb.
track of the 40? Because I do have a pile already.
I gave you all the ingredients that were worth grabbing. He said 40 gold worth, right?
Yep.
So you got it all? Yeah, if you want to keep track of it and then, like,
This-
give me what you make to split it or whatever.
Yeah, I can, like, if we... I'll just make you a potion, because that's 25 gold worth, and we'll call it even.
We're pretty much close to 2 of them, so we'll just say that, like, throwing you the mats was, you know, enough for me to get a free potion there.
Yeah. So I'll keep you in mind for when I'm potion making.
Yep, whenever you end up punching it out. You want that? Good to go. Hopefully we're not dead by then.
To follow back up on that original question, was I able to do what I was trying to do? Is brew a potion, trying to emulate what I've seen from the great potioning masters before me?
So brewing a potion, you will have to do not while you're traveling, while you're stationary somewhere.
Didn't we just try and make a potion a second ago?
What?
Or
No.
did we move since then? Oh, okay. He had asked about it. He asked if he needed to boil water or whatever.
Yeah, so you can spend 8 hours of downtime somewhere to do that.
Oh, yeah, it's a pretty long
but,
process. That's fine,
you know,
that's fine.
You have
I
to
won't
be,
make
like,
it now,
sitting
but I'm
somewhere
going
to do it, yeah.
Right. I will take note of the fact that I have this much herb, and I will use that information wisely.
All right. So while they're digging through the apothecary's building, is like 30 minutes. What you doing? Dermo.
While they're like doing their own things, I don't know. I'd probably be following Zephylos around. It's kind of what I do. It's
All right.
what I'm known for.
That's fine. So, let's see. You guys are doing a thing in the apothecary's place. Let me really quick figure something out.
Figure something out.
Ha. Okay. So, let me do this. Okay, that's good enough. While you guys are rummaging through the apothecaries, Oz, you're trying to keep an eye on the situation outside. You do multiple times notice the humanoid sort of creatures wandering around, but they tend to not bother you, or sometimes even just ignore you. However, maybe about 20 minutes into you guys rummaging around for stuff, Oz, you only see it just like a few moments before it reaches you, but one of these shadows, suddenly you notice it like just a couple feet away, It comes up real close to you, on the ground. This sort of shadowy, sort of blob, sort of movement flat along the ground. And when it reaches right next to you, the blob sort of rises up, takes a roughly sort of humanoid, sort of ghost shape, but it's like a solid, a dark black, slightly translucent, in front of you with a blank face, and it will reach out to try to attack you. So we're gonna roll for initiative after
Okay.
I get this set up. Yep.
In that split second, do I have any time to warn the other guys?
You have enough time to like shout like 3 words because it kind of caught you off guard.
We're under attack!
Nice.
That was a contraction for one of those words, but I'll take it.
It's a word still.
It is still one word, that's why I'm accepting it. If you had said we are under attack, then we'd have a problem. Okay, did I get everybody? I think I got everybody.
The bird.
Oh yeah, let me add the bird, and I have a map too, so we can move over there.
It's the word.
Oh yeah.
Don't you say.
We have a bird, but we don't have a rat this time because he got freaking curb stomped. Or no, what's the word for when you just like chuck something directly at the ground?
Yeeted.
He got yeeted. I don't know. Yeet is like throwing something a great distance, I feel like.
Yeet is like exerting all your energy to throw something.
He got
Yote.
yote.
It's just a past tense of ye.
Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, boo! Something rolled a 1. More bits, thank you.
We need what? Initiative, yeah.
Okay, did we get everybody? Dermo, initiative, go. Oh, and here's the bird. There's the bird. Thank you. Okay, let me just don't worry about those. 2 of them rolled, 3 of them rolled 1s? 3 of them rolled a 1, oh my god. Okay, the creature is going to have 1 round to itself. Which is, you can't see him yet, can you?
Now I can.
There he is. Hello.
Hello!
Hang on a sec. Let me skip up. Actually, I'm not going to skip to his turn. That's going to be annoying. I'm just going to have him take his turn. He will, reach his sort of... Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. He will, reach out with his, sort of shadowy hand, which has the shape of a sort of bony hand, but it's not a bone, it's a shadow.
You say so, buddy.
And attempt to touch Oz with said hand.
Bad touch, bad touch.
It will
Forever
miss.
unclean.
That will bring us to the first round with Jared going first.
That's. Do I see this?
Yep.
And I see this.
Yeah. It isn't really.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's trying to kill you though.
Yeah, I'd move over to where the flanking of the gas or the whatever that is, the shadow. The
Mhm.
shape.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
And I'm going to make a Scourge Blade attack with my packed weapons, which is pretty much just booming blade.
Yep.
Okay, let me go ahead and roll that. And it is a 26 for 7 damage plus
7 and 11. Okay.
11. And I will use my invocation Thirsting Blade special ability to make a second attack on it with my pack weapon.
Oh, cool.
You like that shit, boys? Yeah, you like that? It's
Nice.
special move, special combo time.
Special combo.
Everybody's been like, Jared's pretty much just a sad sack full of salt that cries and gets absorbed by shit. Yeah, now he's doing something. He said as he... Oh, another 19. Nice.
Nice.
Does that work with Booming Blade?
No, so that'll go off if he moves now, right? I don't get...
No, because you have to take the attack action to Booming Blade.
Yeah, so the Booming Blade was
Or
with
the
the
Thirsting
pack
Blade.
weapon, which is what lets me do the second attack. But I don't get the Booming Blade on the second attack because it's not what I did, right? That makes sense?
Wait, I'm lost.
No.
No, you have to. You can't Booming Blade and Thirsting Blade.
Fine, then I'm gonna Thirsting Blade both. Ignore the 11. I'll
Alright.
the lower damage to be able
Okay.
to make attacks.
Alright, it's 7 and 6. Is your rapier, does it count as a regular rapier, or is it technically a magic rapier?
It's
Because it's a
magic.
packed weapon.
Yeah.
Alright,
I don't know
I
if
thought
it says
so.
no on my thing. Yeah, it says so on my thing.
that may or may not matter.
Very cool. Hog, you know?
Alrighty,
Said
you...
the thing.
You stab at it with your rapier. It's a little hard to tell if it is doing anything because it has a very sort of incorporeal form. But with the second hit, you can see some of its shadowiness sort of wisping away in these little trails. So you think it's doing something.
Very cool. Does it cost me anything to look around here? Probably bonus action to make a perception while I'm repositioned here.
I mean, you would just have
Am I seeing two of
a
them?
general awareness. That's it. That's the location you started your turn at.
Oh, just because I line of sighted it, it just shows me there still.
Yeah, it shows a faded version of your token there.
Weird. Alright. Yeah, what's that gonna cost me to get a good glimpse of what's going on over here? Everything around me?
You get that automatically. You can't spot hidden creatures that way, but you can see something that is clearly visible all the time around you under normal circumstances.
Yeah, I couldn't see this guy till he made an attack, or what?
Yes, because he was hiding.
Okay. I don't see anything else like him coming out of hiding.
Not at this moment, no.
Okay. Then I can't hold the bonus action. I'll pass my turn.
Alrighty. I think what I will do is God, was it bonus action to fuck? What's the word? Run away. Disengage, whatever it is called, and then fire my bow back at it.
Oh, GM, would I have gotten sneak attack on that, or no?
You have sneak attack? Yeah, sure.
I'm a first level rogue, so I get a d6 on both of those, yeah?
I guess, but now he's already shot it.
Fair. Damn. I always forget about that.
There you go. And that will actually be enough to finish it off. As you move a little bit further back, though, you now can see that there is another one very nearby that you just accidentally moved next to. Was concealed in the sort of dim light.
Classic.
Um,
You're still
Let's see.
disengaged though, so.
Yep, okay. Where's this one? Okay. He's going to... How far do they move? 40.
Announce that there's another one by me.
Maybe.
But you said I can see it, right?
This guy, yes.
Yeah, so I would verbally announce that there is another one
Oh,
of
I see.
shadow things
Yes.
by me.
I understand.
There's another one over here.
Do the zombies react when we're yelling in combat like that? Are they like...
No, they are ignoring the situation.
Okay, just curious.
Some of them will, like, peek over at you, but they don't do anything.
It's like a proximity thing then.
Let's see. Another shade is going to approach you from the northwest. It's going to have to dash to reach this location. Let's see. Some other stuff happens. No need to worry about that. Striggy's turn.
Striggy! The Strigster is going to, with its massive movement, try and see where it is. Hold on. Oh, I see it right there. Yeah, so Striggy's gonna literally fly up and help it, and then just move a little bit away from it.
Which one?
The one diagonal up and... Oh, I can't move through walls. That's pretty lame. The one diagonal up and right of Jared.
That one.
Oh, that's Oz. Sorry, I'm racist. My bad. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it goes and helps, and then it makes him distant.
What, all humans look the same?
Yeah.
Dermo.
Oh, it's my turn already?
Yes, sir.
That's fantastic, because I would like to do something called murder.
Murder.
Alright,
Go for it.
Alright, so okay, it just died whenever I hovered over it. So these are all enemies. Can I see them? Like, they're not in the blacked out part, but like I can see
These
them.
the sort of zombie people have not shown any sign of aggression, so you should probably ignore them.
Okay, and are these
it
walls
is
climb overable, or is this like a
No.
solid?
No.
No, so I'd have to go down and around.
Yeah, you gotta go around.
Mine's like 30 or 30 or 40. 30. Okay. So could I go ahead and go into my charge stance by attaching my staff to my back and getting double?
Your fast moving stance.
Yeah, all fours. I dropped all
Yep.
fours and yeah. So that doubles it, or does that just add 15? I can't remember.
It adds 10.
Adds 10. Okay, so 10 there. If I go here, right? So this is 25. Can I go straight, or do I have to go out and around?
You can go straight up. It's fine.
Okay, so 25. So I can do another 15 for 40.
Yep.
And then I can dash on this to do another 30.
Another 40. If you're still not
Right.
holding anything.
Yeah. So, if I only do half, though, it still uses the full effect, right?
Yep.
What's my distance here? 35 feet. Do any of my spells do 35 feet?
You have Eldritch Blast and Produce Flame as
it's
cantrips or better spells.
So How is Oz doing? He hasn't taken any hits, right?
He hasn't been hit yet, but he's in trouble.
Okay. So, would Oz, do you have good hit chance? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and guiding bolt this one. Oh, no, not select.
Okay.
Why is it not letting me select?
Well, I think you had it there.
Is this targeting?
If you have a keyboard, you can just press T.
Okay, yeah. So that is the right one. Okay, and normal, right?
Yep. Oh. He's got a
wow.
crit with guiding bolt, which will just
Guys,
instantly
can I
disintegrate
just say,
it.
that's my third 20 in the past like couple minutes.
He is gone.
Like I got 3 nat 20s in the past like couple minutes.
You did. On those
I'm not cheating, I
survivals.
Yeah. So that guiding bolt kinda did its job, but also didn't, because now it's not guiding anything except for him to the grave. Well, I think that ends my turn. I mean, I just obliterated him.
Yeah. You have a bonus action.
Isn't
You could-
dashing a bonus action?
No. You could
That was
cast
an action.
Shillelagh or do something else.
I don't think I want to do any bonus actions as of right this moment. Let me just check and make sure. No one's hurt around me, right? That I can see.
Nope.
Garrett's fine. Everyone's fine. So I will just go ahead and end my turn there. I'm not really in a necessity.
Alright. Let's see. Another ghast approaches from the west of Oz. He's gonna go for Dermo. The guy that just obliterated his friend. He reaches out with his shadowy hand, attempting to sort of shove it into you.
That's pretty hot.
And he gets a nat 1.
Say, buy him dinner first.
Yeah, right.
Amazing.
Like, take me out for a drink or something before you stick your whole arm in me. Like, what's up?
Yeah, I know.
Didn't even catch his
So
name.
rude.
I hate to say this, but you probably wouldn't have to for me.
Didn't even catch the guy's name, and he's trying to work me like a marionette. You know what I mean?
I just
Okay.
like to say
I can't
you
get
don't
to the
have
other one.
afterward, honestly. So it's fine.
Let's Booming Blade.
You have Booming Blade?
Of course I have Booming Blade.
Have you
I've
had it this
used
whole
it.
time? I
Yeah,
forgot.
that's why I use it with the Werewolf Killer 3000.
Yeah.
So 5 damage on the normal hit, and then 1d8 on the Booming Blade thunder damage. So 10 damage total. And then as my bonus action, I want to give Striggy Majrat Breath. I really have no idea what these things would be, like what would hurt them, so I'm just gonna say fire and hope for the best. So spellbook. Majrat Breath. And then that's me.
Alright. Just a second. Okay. Which guy is this? He died. Again. He's undead, but he died again. That guy too. Here we go. This guy didn't die yet. Yet another shade approaches from the northeast. Ready to strike. Are they smart? Okay, they're not stupid. He's gonna move there. And attack Oz. We'll get a 19 to hit with the flanking. And as it reaches out and strikes you with its hand, you feel a draining force coursing through your body. You take 11 necrotic damage. And yep.
Ouch.
Your strength score has been reduced by 3.
Oh, it's one of these bastards. All right.
Bad things will happen if it reaches 0.
I imagine.
Let's see. Got another guy. Has he not been revealed yet? Oh, I guess not. My man's over here. And come this way. And he will... Oh, he was invisible yet. Came from about over here. Is going to attack Zephylos. In the same sort of fashion. And we got another nat 1. Round 2, Jared's turn.
I am going to. I think I want to do it like. Let's keep it. I want to do 20, 15 here. Can I go? Why is it not?
Is it working?
Yeah, I thought so. 20,
There it goes.
and then 30.
Yep.
I think was it?
That looks 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, you're good.
And I want to. Make pack up an attack on this guy here.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Did it roll one and then erase it?
I have no idea what just happened. It looked like the first one was a failure.
I thought I saw it said 5, but I'm not sure because it's gone now. Can you roll it again? One more time?
Yeah. Wow, these are just worse and worse.
Oh, yeesh. Okay. Those will not hit.
Alright, I'm gonna use my feature to make a second attack.
Alright.
Hopefully it comes out like a natural one.
15 will hit for 8 piercing with your packed weapon.
Alright.
It is still okay. You know that they don't have like a ton of... They're not too strong in terms of taking hits, but...
Yeah, and
still up.
I want to... I don't know if this is flavor or not, but I'm going to yell... Get at me. At any of these guys, if they're like more coming in, I'm going to yell at, and I'm going to bonus action conjure my Infernal Blade. And I would like to make... DM, I would like to, as additional flavor, have my packed weapon essentially despawn from my hand and go back to its scabbard at my waist.
Nice.
And I want my Infernal Blade to be a two-handed rapier that I'm holding like a claymore. It's just a giant fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a long rapier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I want it to be like crimson red.
What the hell is this sack?
It's not gonna do anything. It's gonna look like a lightsaber. So I just realized that wasn't intentional. But yeah, I'm just gonna be yell "Get at me" as I conjure my Infernal Blade and pass turn.
All right, sounds good. Very nice. Infernal Blade. All right.
Sorry, I didn't pass my turn. I always get on my player's front.
Oz, you've been surrounded.
Yeah, I know. I'm a bonus action disengage. Goodbye. And I'm gonna shoot one of the ones that I just ran from with my long bow. Wow.
Nope.
Okay, I'll use
Boo. Flies way over his head.
second attack then.
Much better.
Yeah. And that'll be it for me.
11 damage. That's a regular longbow.
Correct.
It's a regular old longbow. Okay. Well, lucky for you, it's his turn, so he's coming. He's coming for you. And he will do the same draining attack with a miss as you jump out of the way. Oh, wait, come on. More are coming as one flies in at high speeds from the east. And where will he choose to go?
Is that a fart reference from Rick and Morty? More are
What?
coming. You make a
No.
more reference from Rick and Morty because I just watched that episode. And it's very memorable.
No, I did not.
Okay.
He moves there. Bird.
Herb.
Burb.
Burb is going to come here and is going to breathe. It's going to spit flames on these two.
Yep. Are you doing the template or should I just do it?
I do the template.
Alright. There you go. Eh. 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 Eh.
You can definitely get both of them.
You should.
I can get them right here, so he's going to be one down.
Yep. There you go. Let's see. The one closer to Zephylos fails, and the one closer to Dermo succeeds. So this one is defeated, and this one is not. Wait. Succeeds. Ah, okay. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. It seems as though the flames have done almost nothing to the shade.
That's unfortunate.
Better
And
than
then
It did kill the other one, though.
Striggy will then just fly the rest of his feet 30 feet into the air, straight up, just so he's not a valid target for smacking.
Mm-hmm. Dermo.
It is time for me to immediately murder a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
The pacifist. I'm gonna pass my fist right to your face.
Well, these aren't, these
Got
aren't
'em.
alive, so I don't have to worry about feeling bad.
It's only the animals.
Yeah, I would
Sometimes.
actually feel satisfied. So, it happened before, so I'm gonna do it again. I just want to know what happens if I roll back to back.
You are surrounded by... Okay, it doesn't matter anyway.
It did not.
Nope. That's a miss.
You're telling me. So you know what I'm gonna do? Don't worry about that.
Oh my god.
Miss even harder?
Well, it didn't matter anyway. 'Cause I was supposed to
That
attack.
wasn't actually an attack anyway. It was just
It
casting.
didn't matter anyway, but I had to just catch up to my zeros. That was bound to roll. So
All right.
that's what I do.
Alrighty, you can pass your turn.
Okay. Mr. Zephylos will... It keeps telling me it's my turn.
Yeah, I'm deleting things.
It's I get it, game. I'm going. Yeah. So let's do a thing.
Let's do a thing featuring Zephalos.
And that thing is just hitting this one above Dermo with a booming blade.
That will hit him. 4 piercing.
And then the extra thunder damage he takes. It's an extra 2.
Alright. He's still going.
And so am I, you son of a gun. So am I.
Alright, this one up here is going to attack Jared again. It will miss with a 10. This one over here will attack Dermo while he is flanked. 19 to hit. Dermo, you take 12 necrotic damage. And your strength score has been temporarily reduced by 3.
Is that the big number? I just reduced that to 7.
That big number, so yeah, you go from 10 to 7.
Cool.
Remember what it was at
Remind
before.
me That's fine. But remind me to put that back up when we're done.
Okay.
If not, I'll just make good strength. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to swing in the air right here,
Mm-hmm.
and as I do, I'm gonna Misty Step here.
Ah.
Hopefully my swing as I'm Misty Stepping follows through and hits, you know what I'm saying? With my Infernal Blade. So I'm gonna make that attack. It's essentially just a rapier attack, but it has psych damage. Ignore the damage, it will take 2d8, and I'm gonna roll that here. Psych.
Shadow Blade's a great spell.
Take 12 psychic.
Alright.
And I'll make sure.
That hit will destroy this shade.
Cool. I'm going to. I know I don't have any bonus dice or anything, but I'm going to tell Jared, or tell Jared, I'm telling myself. I'm going to tell Oz to stop putting himself in danger, and if he keeps running around trying to keep going to be like, what? Why do you keep going to where they are? Stay close to the group. He's a ranger.
I am a ranger.
I'll gesture. I'm like, then get a gap. They're constantly on.
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Get me killed, and I'll pass.
I'll back up a little bit, and then fire at. I'm a firing my laser.
Sixteen 16 is a hit for 11. He is barely hanging on.
I'm gonna shoot him again. Ah,
Not with a 1, you ain't. Got a lot of 1s today.
yeah, that's my second one, and
This guy doesn't exist.
Your
He's dead.
second one.
yep.
Huh. Alright, Dermo is under attack from the shade on the other side. It
That's
rolls a
terrifying screech.
Have you
with
tried
the I know
sharpshooting?
it's great. With the flanking bonus, it will roll a 16 to hit. Dealing 8 necrotic damage. And further reducing your strength score by 3 points.
God.
Dermo is within 1 unlucky hit of instantly dying due to the strength reduction.
Hey.
Don't worry, buddy. So am I.
He just always has 3 strength.
I mean, my natural strength is like 7.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Damn, I took. I got 6 temp health on that kill, by the way,
Okay.
from Dark One's blessing. Just for,
Alright. Striggy.
Striggy is going to whoop ass in the form of breathing fire like a dragon.
Mm-hmm. Is he though?
He is. But really, he can't really get more than one of them at the same time. So he's just going to kind of like single target this one right here.
Yep. That's fine. I'll just roll the thing so you don't have to fumble with the
Yeah,
dex,
I'll just
right?
yeah, dex saving throw.
It fails.
For 4 damage.
4. It does not die from that hit. Oh, what did I do? Sorry.
And it stays in the air, of course.
He is still alive. That was a pitiful damage roll. Dermo's turn. Dermo, you're in trouble.
I am always in trouble. Have you met me? Okay, so, little secret for you. You know what I can do about this situation?
Yep.
Not a G-dang thing, no.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look up at the stars and wonder why.
So, little fun fact about Mr. Dermo. I'm sure you all remember. I'm going to go ahead and activate my star reform.
Go for it.
Oh, you have that feature, yeah.
Well, yeah, I wasn't far from my meme. Wasn't far from the truth then. Huh?
Yeah.
Do I do I roll the wild shape thing, or do I just say it?
Which starry form are you activating?
The archer.
Archer. Okay. Yeah, that's your bonus action.
So
And
sorry,
you get
like,
to shoot with it when you conjure.
And you can shoot something with it
Do I just
when
say
you
out loud
activate
that I'm doing it, or do I need to roll the thing next to starry form?
it. This activating starry form itself doesn't require a roll. The archer form is a that's listed under your active abilities as archer constellation attack, so you can roll that guy. Disadvantage because it's a ranged attack and you're within melee range of stuff.
Do either of these seem more hurt, or are they both equally unhurt?
This one it has been hurt quite a bit.
Then that's the one I'm going to do. Oh, I did normal. That's
Roll that
okay.
one more time to check the disadvantage.
Yes, sir. Okay.
You roll the same, so you actually hit it with. I'm going to take the first damage number that you rolled, which is 6, and that is. Is it radiant? I think it's radiant. Radiant damage. Yep. Okay, you finish that one off with the arrow.
Yes, I do.
There he goes.
And while I do that, could I shapeshift with wild form?
Yes, you could. That'll be your second and last wild shape use until you rest, though. Short rest.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
Okay.
just my health was low, and there's still enemies on the board, so I think I should just save P.
Yep. Which animal?
Animals I've seen before. I have to know of them. McDermo is going to turn into... I take on the speed of the animal I turn into.
You
So I'm
take
gonna
on
turn
all
into-
of its statistics pretty
I'm going to
much.
turn into one of the nail beasts that we ran into.
That might be too high of CR. Can you change
fire
into a
with
CR2 animal? don't know
My
that you
wild
can.
shape allows me. What
no.
level are we now?
Yeah,
Not at 5th
Nope.
level.
5, so I can only go to half CR.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I think half.
well,
of-
actually, if you're not Moon, the highest you can ever go is 1.
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, correct. So at half CR, what, like... Well, see, because Wolf is there. So what would be a wolf thing that we've seen in the swamp? I kind of want to use a swamp.
You've seen a wolf.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a Womp's wolf doesn't really make sense.
A womp's wolf?
Okay, you know what?
You've seen a crocodile. You can do a crocodile.
Swamp? Yeah, I'm gonna do a
yeah.
swampadile. Big
Swampadile?
swamp.
Okay.
Scary big old swampadile.
It's large. There he is.
Yes, that is me, the swampadile. And I would have turned to Zephylos and said, "Hey, watch this." For my hits I took, did it automatically take the mage armor or no?
Oh, good question. How much of a bonus does the mage armor give you?
Yeah, I wanted to check.
You're already
Usually
on
wear
mage
leather.
armor. Your 15 AC is already mage armor AC, so it did in fact still hit you.
Okay, just making sure. Wanted to make
Good
sure.
good question though.
Clocker mile. What is that?
Crocodile.
Oh, I see.
Ah.
Clocker mile. Yes.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I'm gonna say a witty one-liner that a writing team will figure out whenever they make this into a movie and turn into a swampadile.
You now have control of this crocodile token and can access its attacks and stuff.
Well, on my next turn, I will.
Yes.
Garrett, no, we will not figure it out. The writing team will. That's what we hired them for.
Zephylos, your turn.
Okay.
I think we need to fire our editor.
Is the one that was underneath him dead?
Yes, he killed it with the arrow.
I'm going
It's
to.
just like what?
I'm gonna go over here, and then with that sweet +2 bonus, smack him.
We need a compilation of all the memes from this campaign.
Yeah, right.
That's some good ones.
Okay, are you ready for 1 thunder damage?
One thunder. Yeah, let's see it.
Na, 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 na,
Three.
na, na,
3
na,
thunder
na.
damage. You hit it. They don't have a lot of HP, so that's still a significant hit. Right there.
That's all I can do, homies.
All right.
Hell yeah. You did your best, brother.
All right. This one is going to I'm going to see what it's going to do. Roll a d4 for me, please. Interesting. Okay, it's literally it's going after Oz. He's going for it. He's like, screw these guys. I don't want to fuck with that giant lizard. I'm gonna go after this guy who keeps running away. And he hits you with a 23 for 7 necrotic. Your strength score is reduced by 4
Forever.
temporarily.
You're just withered.
He's
You're a
just
husk of
you
a
just
man.
suck now
You
permanently.
barely even draw a bowstring.
All right, 2 left. Both are at least a little injured.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up and make an over-the-shoulder swing with my two-handed conjured weapon. And I know I could go here and flank, but like I'm just gonna go. This is the best angle for my approach, I think. And I'm gonna make that attack.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Oh. You get one more.
No, it's conjured. It's not my.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it hits much harder. Mm.
And as a bonus action, I will curse my patron.
Yep.
I'll yell, your weapon can't hit, the magical weapon you give me to summon things can't hit. And I'll unsummon the sword and redraw my rapier in rage.
You assume that your patron probably doesn't give a shit
Yeah, I know.
about your problems.
I mean, that's why I'm not worried
As
about
normal.
be dead, if that's a thing. The romance we have, you know. And then I'll look over to Oz and say, and the ranger can't even seize a gap. So,
All right, let's continue this game of Benny Hill.
Honestly. You gonna disengage?
Yeah.
Daring today, aren't we, Skidward?
Bonus action.
Leaving me to clean up
wait,
the scraps.
Hold on. Do I still have line of sight there? I would have ran somewhere that I have line of sight still. So.
This guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Because Jared's standing there.
Creatures don't block line of sight.
I thought allied creatures didn't, enemies did.
No.
Okay.
Not if they're like within
Use the boss. It's your
two
world.
sizes. Or yeah, I don't think that's normally a thing.
You're the boss.
In fact, there's specifically a feature for, is it halflings, where they do get a benefit from standing behind other creatures. So normally, no, it doesn't really do anything.
I also just realized that I'm encumbered, so I can't move my full 30 feet.
Oh, because your strength went down.
Yep.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
I mean, you drop your bag in I'm not carrying all my shit. Your bag's probably on the floor wherever combat starts.
You could just drop your bag.
I always drop my bag when combat starts. Do I need to say that? I feel like I said that in the campaign at some point.
I mean that would make logical sense, yes. But I'll keep that in mind for the future. For now, I'm just gonna shoot it.
As you draw your bow, it takes 100% of your might to pull against the force of the string.
Yeah, and I imagine, is there a damage penalty in?
No.
5e? Okay.
It's just X. That hit will be able to finish off
Alrighty, can I aim my
that shade.
second shot at the other one?
Mm-hmm. $14 will still hit.
Wow.
10 damage. He's still going. He's pretty hurt though. It will make its last attack, I suppose, against the crocodile. It's just like, oh my god, what the heck? No, one more attack. Yep. It will hit the crocodile for 13 necrotic damage. I'll put that in. Oh wow, that's most of his HP. And reduce your crocodile form's strength by 2 points, which I will also enter there for you. Striggy's turn.
Brigade! I'm like 90% sure I can thread the needle and just get it by itself.
Probably. Maybe.
I'll try.
Just hit yourself.
What, you think I'm a mage who damages himself? What kind of shenanigans is this?
Make him do the claw attack or whatever an owl has.
Familiar,
like
I can't attack.
1 damage.
Yes, I can in fact thread the needle.
Do it. There you go.
Oh!
Oh my god, he rolled all ones? Yeah.
This is rigged.
Oh my god. That's amazing. You dealt 1 damage to it because it was resistant to fire.
These bastards resist fire. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to...
You indeed would have noticed that by now, yes.
Okay, that's all Striggy. Strigster.
You know what's great about that? If he succeeded, you would have done 0 fire damage.
Nice.
So it'd be 3/4 rounded down. Dermo, if you double click on that crocodile and then go to its features, you can use its bite attack. You follow me? August?
August.
Did we lose him? Oh, he's muted. August, you're muted, sir. Maybe he's muted
Yes,
and gone.
I apologize. No,
There he is.
I was both muted and not gone. All right. What's my health in that? Do I have to click the crocodile to see? Like, do I still do my turn through me, or do I? Because I don't see it on the turn order.
That's fine. If you double click on the crocodile, does it open his character sheet for you? Otherwise, you can go into
there
the.
we go. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I'll do those.
Yep, and then click on features, and he has an action called bite, which he can use as an attack.
Okay. Since I'm flanking with Zephylos, do I get advantage?
You get +2.
How do I? Oh, I just add +2.
You're so quiet, August.
Yes, I generally am.
So juicy.
That is a juicy one.
Now.
4 piercing
bonus
damage.
action or anything, or is that just?
It doesn't look like the crocodile has any other special actions.
Yeah, so instead, I will let out a crocodile.
Good growl.
Yeah, whatever noise a crocodile makes, an exasperated noise.
Uh-huh.
And,
Yeah. You let out a hissing. They hiss, I think. They let out a hissing noise.
hiss. Even if they don't, I don't care. I'm hissing now. I'm gonna hiss and
Yep.
end my turn there.
Zephylos. This shade has almost been defeated, it seems. Its humanoid shape is barely still humanoid in shape as it's fading away.
Alright. Werewolf Slayer 3000, more like
Shade Slayer
3000. You ready? You ready?
Oh my god, he actually hit it for 1 damage.
It's magical.
With a 3, you will, in fact, do enough to finish off this shade. As you thrust it into the center of its translucent body, the shade, this sort of shadowy blob that makes up its body, instantly disperses outward into nothing. Okay. So, those of you that had your strength scores reduced,
Yeah,
please
those two.
put in the chat in the game how much it was reduced by, or what it's supposed to be, or something, so that we remember for next time. It
Probably
will be
also in your character
returned
sheet.
to normal. It will be returned to normal on a short rest. Dermo, I believe his
Your
was
strength is 3 right now, Oz?
his
Oh my
is
God.
normally 10, I think.
Yep.
Strength is quite
Brother.
reduced. Wait, does
Want me to
transforming
take your bag for you, or I can't?
or what?
What was that, August?
I can't take your bag.
Wait, when I was the crocodile, did it get like put back up, or does it stay reduced?
So when you turned to the crocodile, you took on the crocodile's stats. When you change
Right.
back though, you'll still be at the reduced stats until you take a short rest.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure I didn't, cheese anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I believe your normal strength was 10.
does
Is that right?
Croco mode go away? It's just kind of floating there on my side.
You can hold on to the crocodile form for, was it an hour or something, if you want to.
Would going back into normal form reduce my what's it called to an unusable state,
Reduce your what?
like my carrying capacity and stuff? Because I am carrying.
Probably. Yes, you are actually over your carrying capacity at your weakened state right now.
Does the crocodile have decent movement speed?
It has
No,
20 feet movement speed.
Are we leaving? Like, are we doing something? Like, I don't. I have to stay with the crocodile, or else I literally have to hobble around.
You could
or
put your
take a
stuff
rest
down
here.
until you rest.
You know this.
I am also hobbling around, if that helps.
Yes. Oz is also. Is it half speed while encumbered?
You know,
I
wait. But
Um,
I think it's
what
minus
happens-
10.
yeah,
What happens
Minus
if
10?
I'm over encumbered, right? I'm over encumbered, but I'm in all four stance.
You break even.
If it makes you feel better, Zephylos is also wobbling, but like only because he's normally weak.
He's just
So
always weak all the time.
Jared's feeling on top of the world. He insulted his patron, killed a few shades, and he's feeling on top of the world right now.
So, okay, this is gonna be a really weird thing to see. You're gonna see Dermo being on all fours, but walking at a very normal pace.
All right. So, before we wrap up for the day, I have one more little hook for next week or next time. As you are sort of dusting off your selves from the fight, a bat notably flies over from the sort of eastish direction, and comes pretty close to the group hanging upside down in this tree just here, and it looks at each of you. It looks at each of you, and then it looks over to, I guess it would look over to Oz, and begin to speak in the common tongue, and it says the following. It says, "Horrible affliction, stay away. Dangerous shades. Can leave return message with the bat."
well, y'all heard that right? That wasn't just
No,
me.
can you repeat it?
The bat does
No,
not
we
repeat the message.
Damn.
Definitely heard that.
It speaks in the voice of an old-ish man's voice.
I'm gonna just yell out to the bat, "What afflicted them?" And I'm gonna cover my mouth like I'm gonna get sick if I stay here any longer.
It
It's airborne.
it doesn't say any more words.
I recognize this as a spell of like only the person who received it can like respond.
You can make an Arcana check.
Maybe I will. We'll have to see on next time of Dragon Ball Z.
Next episode, right? Next week. It's getting that time.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for the
We will-
Arcana check.
We will then transition into three favorites.
I can already say my three favorites is rolling 3 nat 20s.
3 nat 20s on the herb gathering.
Well, 2 on
So,
these.
Do. 15. This is probably some magical effect, but you don't recognize what spell it could be from.
Okay. Yes, three favorites. I'll start us off because I'm always on borrowed time. My favorite thing another player did was that RP at the beginning between Oz and Jared. That just really hyper realistic. Like, oh, does your father still smoke? You know. Oh no, he's quit. They say as they look at the mom. You know. That was just very organic RP. Yeah. Good stuff. I liked it. Favorite thing I did. I didn't really do much this session, but favorite thing I did as a player was not falling asleep. Great progress. That is a habit I've been trying to break out of. My narcolepsy mid-session. And for the DM, I like how you've simplified encounters in the swamp. Still have them like kind of be impactful, but like not take up forever. You know, turning like a combat encounter with the gas into like a skill encounter. Like, hey, you know, how many of these can like fail to save? And like, oh, here's some arbitrary damage. Yada yada. The fight's done. We've already done this. We don't really need to explore it again. So I liked that direction and handling the swamp in that way. So, yeah, it's my 3 favorite things, homies.
I'll go next. Something that some of you guys did. Oz just like flying around on the battlefield trying to get away. They just kept chasing. But points for trying.
Yeah, strength points.
Strength points
Minus
taken away for
That
trying.
points me minus points.
The use of the wild shape here was actually really good because it gave you some extra leeway with getting hit by those shades strength draining attacks. Actually, I think it rolled a 3 on the strength drain against the crocodile. So if it had hit you with an attack instead of the crocodile form, I think he would have just died. Because he had 3 points left, as I recall. Oh no, he had 4 points left. It would have been really close. So that was actually a really good move. Then something that I did, I also like the way that I simplified the swamp travel. Just make it a check. I was a little worried at first that like the damage numbers that I rolled were too high, but I feel like for a simplification of a whole day, people taking like half their HP in damage, it's actually not that bad. Especially considering you can still use like consumable resources like spell slots to heal people up if you need to. So I thought that went pretty well. I also liked just the way of introducing Mort'ton here, and the way that the afflicted behave was fun to roleplay out with the party and with Jibble.
R.I.P. Jibble 2.
R.I.P. Jibble number 2. Is that number 2? Did one die before?
Yeah, who knows? I think it's number 3 actually. One died with the gas, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
I remember the one that jumped into the slime, because why not?
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite Jibble death.
Which one? Sorry.
The just jumping into the slime, because that's what a rat would do, I think, with your justification.
Yeah, if that's where he died. It was the snails, I think, right?
Pretty sure it was a slime.
Slime? Okay.
I want to say the rat just jumped into the cube, and I was like, why?
Yeah,
What benefit? And you're like, I don't know, a rat would do it. I'm like, I guess.
What a rat would do.
You've seen a rat do weird things before.
Jibble's a very complex creature, but he's really not. I'll do mine if I'm the last one, I guess. So favorite thing that I did was inadvertently made my dude look like Kylo Ren. I didn't think about it, but my patron's colors are red, so it just worked out to make my conjured weapon feel like something that they'd give me. You know what I mean? I also like the kind of berating the patron. Something that someone else did. I think the alligator, that was great. It feels fitting for a swamp, right? It was a good wild shape. I like that. When we're starting to see kind of the druid do druid stuff more, which is dope. Looking, the astral stuff, the constellation stuff, cool. Something that the DM did was give us our 1 combat for the year. That's pretty great. We can expect to be safe from harm for the next couple sessions, I think. No, it was good. I liked. I didn't know how many to expect. I was checking the shadows, and I knew 1 wasn't what we were getting, and then when it died so quick, I was like, definitely not getting 1. And then everywhere Oz went, more appeared. So it was great.
That I didn't do that on purpose.
No, but
I blame him.
great.
You went exactly where they were.
I don't think it's fair to blame Oz, but life's not fair, so get wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that was fun for combat. I tried to add a lot of flavor to it with my yelling at things, The full dialogue me and Oz had mid combat was great. But yeah, those are my highlights, I think.
That leaves moi. Favorite thing that the GM did was gibble with the afflicted. I liked the just the way the narrating how the afflicted responded to this weird little rat coming after him. My favorite thing that another player did was Dermo telling off the bats. Like near the beginning of the session when we were camping, and just the bats were coming, and he just spoke with animals and was just like, "Hey, fuck off, we'll kill you."
Yeah, I wouldn't have actually.
That was a good one. That was something that I hadn't even really had in mind when I was coming up with little things to do for the quick swamp day encounters. I was like, yeah, if he spends a spell slot, I'll just give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the problem with those guys is they had no backbone. If they had actually pushed on it, they probably could have had it.
They were just regular bats.
Yeah.
They were hungry though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be mean to bats. I talk a big game. It works though.
And then my favorite thing that I did was RPing myself and kind of my parents.
Right? Kind of
Oh,
forced
yeah.
you to-
Yeah. So yeah, those are my 3.
It was fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Next week I will be unavailable,
All right.
so no game. We should be able to pick up the week after.
All right. Thank
I
you.
might
Thank you.
be gone
Because
that
you're
week,
gonna
but
be
I'll let you
unavailable.
know.
I'm gonna be extra available.
All right,
Make up
let me know.
for it.
Thanks for
Okay.
playing. Night, everyone.
See you guys later.
Talk to you all later.
I enjoy your guys' company.